category, no BBL. So that's kind of cool.
Can we not do the hand gesturing?
sorry.
It's kind of
Sorry.
getting into my frame on the camera.
Sorry.
I like to keep my frame clear, but okay, that's cool, I guess.
And I wrote a couple books. They're on Amazon.
All right, what about you?
I'm Vivian. I turned 18 last month. I'm from San Francisco originally. I just live in the Bay.
All right.
And my occupation is, I'm unemployed, unfortunately. I'm looking for a job, but
Are you a NEET? Do you know what that is? NEET? N-E-E-T?
no, I don't know what that means.
So it stands for not in employment, education, or training.
Yes, that's
So you're not in school, not...
I'm like
in-
taking a gap year before I go to college. I'm taking a gap year before I go to college, so I'm not in school yet, but probably next year.
Okay. And we tried to get your mom to come on the show with you for the first mother-daughter, whatever, but it didn't work. It didn't work, but okay, cool. What about you?
My name is Jade Martin. I am 24. I'm from California, and I'm a Twitch streamer.
All right. From California, okay.
And politically incorrect on Twitter, so.
Politically incorrect on Twitter. And you said you're a Twitch streamer. Do you
Yeah.
stream video games or just
Video
chatting?
games, yeah.
What's your go-to video game on that?
Right now, Elden Ring, usually Apex Legends.
What's that new one with the monkey?
Thank you.
The monkey one that's kind of like Elden Ring? It's
Wukong.
Wukong. Have you been playing that?
No.
Oh, okay. And you are a detransitioner, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, and so you're born female.
Yes,
And
and then
then-
I took testosterone and then back to female, even though I was born female. But yeah,
And at what age did you start the transition?
it was a few days after my 18th birthday, so 18, I guess. But I
And-
was
yeah.
prescribed it as a minor.
Did you take it when you were a minor? Any of the drugs or whatever?
Around my 18th birthday. I mean, if you consider 3 days of being 18 years old an adult, then I guess an adult.
Okay. And when did you stop?
When I was 20, so,
So about 2 years.
yeah,
2.5 years?
3-ish.
Three-ish years, okay. And were you just taking the hormones or was there
Just the hormones, no surgeries.
no surgeries or anything like
Yeah.
that? Okay. All right. And well, I'm sure we'll get into more of that stuff a little later on in the show, but what about you?
I'm Benedetta. I'm from Italy. I'm 23, and I graduated in mechanical engineering in Italy, and then I decided to come here for a master program.
Okay.
So I'm going to attend a master program at
In
the end of-
mechanical engineering?
No, in management of technology, actually. So I
Okay.
changed a little bit.
Okay.
And I took these 6 months to travel around Asia and Spain.
The past 6 months?
Yeah.
And so you just got here to Santa Barbara?
Yeah, 3 days.
3 days ago, okay.
Yeah.
And you said you're a master's student. Okay, got it. And you're going to be here for how long?
Right now 1 year, but I hope to continue staying here.
Okay.
So maybe I'm going to find like a job or a
At
PhD something.
At minimum 1 year, though?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. What about you?
Hi, my name is Elle. I am 18. I just moved here from the East Coast. I'm a student, full-time,
What are you studying?
psychology.
Psychology, going into your freshman year?
Yes, freshman year.
At UCSB?
SBCC.
Oh, SBCC.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. And you said the East Coast, so like New York, New Jersey?
I'm from Maine.
Maine?
Yeah.
Wow. Wait, hold on. I have something for this. Wait, hold on.
Yes, crab cakes and football. That's what Maryland does.
Oh, Maryland. I got it wrong. I mixed up the Maine,
It was
Maryland.
close. A for effort. A for effort, definitely.
I've been waiting like a year to press that
We could
button.
transfer it. We could-
I'm waiting for a girl from Maryland to come on the show.
Sorry,
All right.
disappointed.
It's very disappointing. Maine, so that's New England.
Yes.
Okay. All right, cool.
Do you know like where on a map it is?
It's-
Could you say?
I
like,
could point
You could point
to
it out.
I
Is
could
it
point
the
to it.
tippy top one?
It's
Yeah.
the tippy top.
Yes.
This. The tip, just the tip.
Just
the tip.
Just the
She's
tip.
from.
Just for a second.
Traveled all the way from just
Where's
the
that
tip.
button? I don't know.
It's a long journey.
Just a tip. Just for a
I
second.
got it.
Just to see how it
It was
feels.
a little delayed, but I got it. Okay. What about you?
My name is Cheyenne McGee. I'm 27. I'm a full-time student at UCSB.
Okay.
I'm a pre-med student, so I'm studying biopsychology. I'm also a full-time mom as well. I don't really have an occupation.
Oh, wait. And what are you studying at
Mom
UCSB?
is an occupation.
Yes, it is.
Get it, girl. Yes.
I'm studying biopsychology.
Oh, biopsych. Okay. And how old's your daughter?
6. I have 2 girls.
Two girls.
6 and 8.
6 and 8. Okay. And how long ago did you have them?
Like 6
6
and 8
and
years.
Stupid. That was stupid.
That took me a minute. I was like, oh yeah. What? I'm like,
Dumb. All right. What about you?
Hi, my name is Rebecca. I'm 41. I'm from Concord in California, up in the Bay Area. And I'm a full-time mom, a full-time office manager at a construction company. And what was the other one? I think that's it, right?
Yeah, I think that location, age, occupation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, she doesn't speak English. My bad. All right, so Andrew, what about you?
My name is Andrew Wilson. I'm the host of The Crucible, It is my knowledge fastest growing debate channel on YouTube. I'm a political analyst, political satirist, and I occasionally enjoy debating.
All right, welcome everybody. So we're going to go around the table once more. What is everybody's current relationship status? So are you single, talking stage, situationship, relationship, friends with benefits, married, polycule, sex, cold harem, whatever it may be? If you're single, how long have you been single? And what's the longest relationship you've ever been in? Go ahead.
So I'm in a situationship, I would say, with you, Brian, because Brian's like my imaginary
Oh my
boyfriend
God,
now.
I'm going to have to
I'm his imaginary
lose my
baby
mind
girl.
again over this.
I just use him as a therapist type of friend in the influencer world that can maybe understand the insanity of becoming like famous, but nobody told us that that was what was going to happen.
Erroneous!
Anyway.
Erroneous!
Okay,
Okay, so that was that one.
Yeah, we're not.
And then
Okay.
since I've been in a real relationship, like where the person actually came to visit me and stuff, that would be since about a year ago. And then my longest relationship was about 10 years with my kid's dad.
One eternity
everything right?
later.
That was very thorough. Thank you, Desiree. What about you?
Single, longest relationship was like 4 or 5 months. Yeah.
Erroneous!
Wait, oh, what the?
Erroneous!
Wait, so did not mean for that to go off there. Also, just point of clarification, me and Desiree are not dating. Just want to make that
It's
clear.
an imaginary
It's a
thing in my
one-sided.
head. It's like,
yeah.
you're like my drop dead Fred. You know?
What is that?
Remember that movie, Drop Dead Fred, right?
I haven't seen
And
that
it's
movie.
like this little character that's imaginary that comes and like fucks her whole life up, but she has like a scapegoat to blame it on. That's you for me.
I'm the scapegoat.
Yes.
Yeah.
So every time people ask me like why I've been going off the rails, I'm like, well, it's Brian's fault. It works.
Okay.
But
In
then I
any
do
case-
take accountability.
In any
you know?
case,
I still got to clean up the mess that you made.
By the way, I just want to let you know, don't take it personally. You send me like a wall of.
I know,
Hold on,
I know.
hold on. You send me walls of, walls of text.
I really do.
DMs, and I just want to let you know.
You never read
I
them.
don't read
I
them.
know. I know you don't.
I'm
It's
too
okay.
busy.
I know. But I have this addiction to seeing the scene. Like it
You
just
get
says
the scene. At least I give you the
yeah,
scene.
and then I get the hit. And I have like that anxious avoidant attachment
Yeah.
from like extreme childhood trauma. So it's like I need a little intimacy, but if you give me too much, I'm gonna freak out. So I just need to see it seen, and then we're good. I didn't need you to
At least I
actually
do
know all
that.
that about me.
I give you the scene. I give you the
And
scene.
I appreciate that. And once in a while, a little heart. That's the little breadcrumb. You know how we were starved of attention, and then they give us a little breadcrumb, and I'm like, oh, maybe we are really friends. Oh my god! And then it'll be like 14 days later before I get another heart. You know, I'm like, oh my god, it's a breadcrumb. See? And then I keep in the delusion. So I mean, part of you feeds it, but it is conscious. I'll say that it's conscious.
So you said you've been single for how long again?
Oh, well, like probably like since the beginning of summer. So like, well, actually a little before that. So like 4 or 5 months.
Yeah. And you were on, was it 3 weeks ago, a month ago, about?
Yeah.
Any prospects, any dates, anything like that?
Yeah, but yeah.
You've been, what do you mean, yeah?
Like yes. Dates.
Elaborate.
Dates.
First dates.
Yeah.
How many?
2.
2? Different guys, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
How'd those go?
Honestly, well, I mean, like, but like it's been slow since then. So like,
Have you seen any of them second times?
no,
It went well?
they don't. Well, like the actual date itself was like fine. It was
Yeah.
like good.
Yeah.
Like we enjoyed each other's company. Like both times we got along, but like not really like successful in like a dating. Yeah, not successful really in a dating sense.
So the dates went well, but I mean, how
not
long
really
ago?
no follow-up.
How long ago were the dates?
Like last week, I went on 2.
Last week. Okay.
Yeah.
Have you scheduled?
No,
Have they scheduled?
no.
Did you ask for the dates or did they?
One of them was like mutual. Actually, I would say like mutual both ways, or me maybe.
Are you intending to see them again?
I'm not sure.
Didn't you say the dates went well?
Yeah, but also like I also just like might not want to like date anyone
Why's that?
because I feel kind of like incompatible with men, not in like a sexuality way, but like I just feel like I've never really had a like we really understand each other type situation.
Wait, if your orientation is bi, is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so you date women too then?
No, I've never dated a
Okay.
woman. I've just had some like
Fleeting attraction
Well,
or
I've had
hookups?
like I was in boarding school, which was all girls, so like it was kind of like prison where it's like
Prison?
it's kind of like prison where it's like gay for the stay. That's what they say.
I like it.
Yeah,
I
like
it.
everyone who goes to like
Adaptable.
boarding school for like a year is like gay for the stay. There's like very few girls who don't like kind of date other girls when they're in boarding school. Because you have no access to boys.
Okay.
Is the phantom dick thing real?
I have no idea what that is.
No idea what that is.
I've just heard it from some like lesbians or bisexual girls, like when it's almost like energetically, their energy builds up like this phantom dick when they're fooling around with each other. I was just curious if that was a real thing or not. Because I could see that from just different experiences I've had.
I wouldn't say I have like a haunting presence of like.
Probably shouldn't be asking.
Well, no,
that
I
to
just
an
mean like
18-year-old.
almost like it feels like there's something inside of you
I mean,
in that area that a dick would be.
I think that's just like being turned on.
Okay.
But
Yeah, that
I
makes
wouldn't
sense.
say it's
But
like.
that's what I mean. That's what I mean. It's like the turn on that's so strong, it's almost tangible. Like there's a lot of sexual energy built up. You know what I'm saying?
I do actually.
So wait, are you
understand.
saying you like ran through chicks at boarding school?
No, I just had one experience because like we were all like
Just be
really
honest.
close.
So like how many? Like you just
One.
ran through a bunch, or
No, one.
like you have Riz? There's
oh,
no
I
way.
have
There's no
Riz.
way there's just one. Like you have
Oh.
mad Riz.
Like if I was a lesbian,
Charisma.
I
You
would be
kill
crawling
it.
with bitches.
You'd crush
I'm
it.
just gonna say that.
You would crush it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's certainly an option for me, but I'm
So
just,
it was. What did you call it? It was gay for the stay.
Brian, you've never done a stint in the pin. You couldn't understand. Okay, you've had a very privileged life.
Okay. So
a lot of people know what that would mean.
like we usually most girls go back to dating guys after, or they're just bi.
Okay. But so you did have that one experience. How long did you date that girl?
No, I didn't date her.
Oh, it was like a singular.
Well, we were all just like really close friends, so it was kind of like there's a lot of intermingling. Yeah, you could say that or.
What? No, I'm telling you to speak
I
into the
thought you were
mic.
like I thought you were like signaling like
No.
what
I was like,
happened.
wait, I thought it was this. What is it with girls? Wouldn't it be this? No, it's
Okay, we get it, Desiree. Thank you.
It goes
for
like this,
being
you guys.
Extra. All right, that's great.
Lesbian
Desiree.
sex ed.
Thank you, Desiree. That was fantastic. So you went on 2 dates. The dates went well, but I think you said you don't feel like you had things in common with them.
Oh,
Or what was it?
definitely. I just like fail to understand men.
I mean, isn't that just the nature of the relationship between men and women?
I feel like I could I just need to like really, honestly, I just really need to like stay with someone for a long enough time and like really actually try to get to know them. It's kind of my fault.
So have they hit you up and been like, hey, do you want to hang out again?
No. We just like talk like,
Oh, you guys are still talking.
I mean like infrequently. It's like once every couple of days kind of talking.
Did you hook up with either of them? Both of them?
Yes. I was also, I'm gonna be honest, I was also
I'm disappointed in you.
kind of
Vivian?
He's a dad to you right now. He's being a dad.
Go ahead. Kind of what?
I was also kind of under the influence.
Of meth?
No.
Meth?
I don't think you're really like.
Didn't you say you went to boarding school
No,
because of
that
all
was
the meth you
literally-
did?
Bruh.
Sorry,
did
it
not
was
do meth.
cocaine?
That was Lucy. That was not.
That was Lucy who was doing the cocaine.
Yes.
That's right. How could I forget? Okay, so you were doing what?
Well, a mix of
Cigarettes?
things. I would rather not say, but a mix of things.
Amyl
mix-
nitrate?
Brian didn't go through a party phase, so he doesn't understand what people do once in a while to let loose.
I mean,
Well,
like,
it was.
different psychedelics
Heroin?
along with.
Heroin?
Let's just say it was mushrooms.
It was that.
Hypothetically. There you go.
Well, that was like 2 weeks earlier, and then there was just a lot going on, and I just like it was very impulsive both times, and I do. It was kind of a poor decision because I don't feel like I was really looking for a relationship or at my best self at the time of doing that. So it was kind of like an irresponsible, not super serious, but I do like I enjoyed my time with both people. Like we
kind
got
of called
along.
that raving or like Woodstock
What?
in previous generations, but you just did it like privately. Basically. That's like rave culture. Like you
Yeah.
go and you know you're gonna do some stupid substances and do some stupid shit, but you're like consenting.
Wait,
to
question.
it.
You said both of these 2 dates were last week?
Yeah,
What was the time period between the 2?
like a few days.
So, like, one on a Wednesday, one on a Friday?
Yeah,
What were the actual days?
yeah. It was like 2 days in between. It was 2 days in between.
A 3-day weekend. 3-day weekend.
I was going to say, oh, man, okay. No, that's cool. Good for you.
Yeah, it's like not no. I mean, yeah. It was an experience. Like
We can fix her.
I think you should lump those into like one experience almost. It was like a 3-day weekend, like extravaganza. Live and learn.
Heroin
Wasn't
bender.
maybe your best look. You had an experience. Lesson learned.
I really it was
what
kind of
sounds
like
like
an
to me.
itch to scratch because
There
I
you go.
don't do that typically.
Exactly. A 3-day party
Like ever.
weekend once in a while.
Anyways, what about you?
I am single. I've only been in one relationship, and that was about 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been single for 2 years.
Single for 2 years. So I'm assuming that's the one that ended
Yeah.
2 years ago, the 2-year one. Okay. I'm assuming any dating in between?
2 different people.
How long were those?
My first date, because my ex didn't take me out on dates. So my first date ever was 2 years ago, and I just went on a date a week ago.
Okay. Was it just a first date?
The first
one a
one
week
was
ago?
2 dates. The one a week ago was 1.
How did that one go?
I loved it.
But
I'm keeping that one private.
was there going to be a second date?
I hope so. The first date, the guy from 2 years ago, didn't go well.
But the most recent one, do you think there'll be a second date?
I don't know.
How long? You said it was a week ago?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. What about you?
So my ex-boyfriend and I just broke up like 1 week ago,
Okay.
kind of. And we've been no, my longest relationship was almost 2 years, 3 years ago or 4 years ago, I don't remember.
Sure.
And that's it. I'm not looking for I'm looking for fun, like something easy, but not like 10 people all together, just
Mm-hmm.
one that goes and comes like with me, and I decide what to do, like everything, and he just follows.
Wait, he
That's
just
my-
follows?
Yeah, follows me. That's my
And
right
wait,
now
is that
I
what
want to
you're-
have fun.
Is that what you have?
No.
Or is it
it's
what you're
fun.
looking for?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like something easy and without problems, without anything. Just
And you said you got here 3 days ago?
Yeah.
Have you been out like partying or anything like that? Or?
No, not yet.
Do you party at all?
yeah, I do.
Okay. And you said you broke up a week ago, or what, 3 weeks ago?
No,
A week ago?
10 days ago.
10 days ago.
Yeah.
How long were you dating that guy?
1 year and
Okay.
2 months, like something like that. I actually lived with him for 4 months.
And did you guys break up because you were moving here?
Yeah, and he couldn't keep up with this thing. Like he wasn't fine with the long distance relationship.
And
Even because there is a gap of 9 hours, so not easy.
okay. And was it a mutual breakup? Did he break up with you? Did you break up with him?
He was he broke up with me,
Okay.
and he was older than me, a lot older. So
How old was he?
he is he is 40 and
40,
23.
okay.
So
Okay, we can that'd be interesting to talk about like age gap relationships a
Yeah.
bit later. So that's like 17-year
Yeah.
age gap. But you guys were dating for a year and a half. So did you meet him at 21
no,
or
at
22? And he was 38,
39.
39?
39.
39. Okay. All right. So yeah, we'll talk about age gap relationships later on the show. That's interesting. Have you always dated older guys typically?
Yeah,
or
not
always?
that old,
Yeah. Well, you said your longest relationship was 2 years.
Yeah.
How old was, or what was the age gap there?
3 years.
Oh, just 3 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, never
that-
like
that's not
that.
that.
No, not that gap.
Yeah.
That was the first time with that old guy.
Okay, I see. All right. Okay. And one quick question. So, have you been to the United States before?
Yeah, I've been here in high school for 6 months,
Yeah.
and then I came here 4 times to visit, just
Okay.
going
And you said,
around.
weren't you just traveling? You said you were in Asia, right?
Yeah.
How long were you traveling
I
around for?
went for 1 month and a half in Asia. I went to
Thailand?
Singapore,
Singapore, yeah.
Japan,
Yeah.
and Bali.
Bali, yeah.
And
Indonesia,
then I
yeah.
went to Tarifa. It's like a small town in Spain to do kite surf,
Yeah.
to stay there. And that's where
Wait, where?
Tarifa. It's like a small town in Spain.
Oh, okay.
It's the name Tarifa. It's the name
Okay.
of a place.
Yeah.
And there is where my ex-boyfriend lived. So I went there to stay with him.
He's Spanish.
No, he's Argentinian.
Oh, Argentinian.
Yeah,
okay.
but he lives there.
Right. Okay.
He-
And so, were you traveling with your boyfriend?
No, I went to Asia by myself and with a friend, and then I went to
Female friend?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I went to his house, and we stayed together for 4 months in his house.
Okay. Got it. But you were still in a relationship when you were traveling?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. And you said you're looking for, it sounds like essentially a monogamous friends with benefits kind of? Is
Yeah.
that- Okay.
Yeah, or whatever. I didn't figure it out.
Okay. Sure.
I don't have any plans.
All right. Well, welcome to the U.S. Maybe we'll also get into dating like American men versus European, maybe even versus.
Yeah.
Have you dated any like?
I
Well, you didn't date anyone in Asia, right?
No.
Okay.
I
but-
did just European, an Argentinian and an American when I was here.
Okay. We'll get into that later. What about you?
Okay, so I have like kind of a similar, not the age gap, but I just got out of a relationship. It was my first, and it was like kind of mainly for the distance. I mean, long distance is like daunting, but yeah.
So you're single now?
Yeah, I'm single now.
As of when?
As of like 2 months ago, like we were still, but
Still what?
hanging out
As of?
until I left for.
Oh, so you hung out like a week ago, or
I
like
got here
3 weeks
2 weeks ago, or 2.5 weeks ago. So.
Okay, so you guys hung out like right before you left.
Yeah, like at the airport, like
He
goodbye.
dropped you off.
Yeah.
How long were you dating him for?
We were dating for 10 months.
10 months. And you said not an age gap though, right? You said,
No, same age.
okay.
That was only different.
It was just that you broke up because of the distance.
Yeah.
Because you're from the East Coast, so this was in Maine.
Yeah.
I'm assuming. Okay. Okay, so 10 months. You broke up, but you continued hanging out. So was it like non-monogamous or?
Yeah, I mean, like I stayed loyal to him during the time that we hung out, and like for what I know, he did too. But
okay.
It was just a lot of like the pressure around leaving
Just
each
in
other. Like,
anticipation of leaving.
Yeah.
You're like, okay.
yeah.
Now, who kind of wanted? Because you could have done long distance, right? So were you wanting long distance? Was he? Did somebody specifically end it, or?
We like, I don't know, getting into the relationship. I already knew I was coming out here for school, and like talking about long distance, like there's always just, I don't know. I'd never been like thinking it was something I would do, just like not see each other for months. But now that we're broken up, I've definitely changed my mind about it, and I don't know how he feels about that, but yeah, it's like, I don't know, interesting. Yeah, but.
So you initiated it.
We both had like similar feelings about like not wanting to do long distance.
Okay.
But I don't, yeah.
All right. And then what about you?
I guess I'm in a situationship with my ex. We broke up a year ago, but we still fool around here and there. Oh, and my longest relationship was with my sperm donor for 8 years. So
Wait, sperm
I
donor.
don't think he deserves the title of father, but maybe
Damn.
a child's.
I like it. I'm starting to go with that one too. It
Wait,
fits
so
for some of these guys.
you're in a situationship with a guy. How
Yes.
long have you been seeing this person?
I've been seeing him for maybe 2 years now. We actually lived together before I moved out here. We broke up in November, but like I said, we still mess around.
Okay. And there was the sperm donor
Yes,
who you were seeing for how long?
that was my longest relationship, 8 years.
8 years. Okay. Why do you call him a sperm donor?
Because he does not deserve the title to be my children's father, my baby daddy, nothing of that nature. That is a sperm donor, and that is it.
Does he pay child support?
No.
Is he in the children's
Yeah,
life?
definitely, yes.
He's in their life?
I mean, I guess. I don't know. Yes and no. He's there, but he's not there, if that makes sense.
Huh. Like how often does he see the kids?
All the time, definitely.
Oh.
But,
He's there, but he's
it's
not
just
there.
because, like, say when they go with their grandmother, he's in the back house while they're in the front house. So, you know, and he doesn't. Yeah.
So
Wait,
it's
you
more
guys-
like they're going to visit with the family, his
Yeah,
family, more than him.
Do you guys have a custody arrangement, like through the court?
Yes, I'm actually going through a custody battle now. So,
Okay. And who brought it to the court, him or you?
me.
You, okay. And so are you seeking full custody?
Yes, so
Sole custody, okay. Is there a difference between full custody
I
and
think it's the same,
sole? It's
right?
probably the same.
Yeah, and then there's something that's called custodial parent. I'm like,
I don't
I
know
don't,
about any of that.
I keep forgetting to look that up because I'm like the custodial parent. I don't know if that means they live with us more than the other parent.
I know
Or
there's
what?
primary, and I don't know. It's confusing.
Yeah, there's so many terms.
What, and what's the nature of the relationship between the two of you? I mean, you guys were together for 8 years. Was the relationship acrimonious or contentious?
It's very volatile. Like, we were close friends. We were best friends, actually, for like a year or two before we finally hooked up. Even to this day, we could talk to each other like we're perfectly cool and friends and all that, and it doesn't look like there's beef. And then the next second, boom, we're arguing at each other's necks. Yeah, I don't know if they mentioned, but crazy thing is, like, we went to jail over an argument behind Game of Thrones.
Really?
Yes.
Well, I'm all of a sudden very intrigued by this.
Where were you
What-
guys when I was married? We would have been like the neighbors. Like,
Okay, it's not about you, Desiree. All right, so back to this. So what was the argument?
We were arguing about love. It was about the twins, Jaime and Cersei Lannister.
Yeah.
And I was just saying that is so wrong, incest and blah blah, and it's like twins and all that. But and he was like, no, it doesn't matter. Love is love. And I was like,
sounds like he has some unresolved family trauma there.
Yeah, you said in your pre-show notes, went to jail over an argument about, you both went to jail?
Yes, the thing that makes me so upset, and this is why I'll never call the police even if I get stabbed and I'm dying on the street. I called the police, and I ended up going to jail as well with him.
You called the police?
Yes.
Was he all fucked up?
No, we had just woken up. We literally just woke up in the morning. We put on the show. We started watching it.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, by 11 a.m., 12 or noon, like, we were fighting each other up and down the hallways. Like,
Webster calls this a toxic relationship.
it was very, very, very
you
toxic
go.
and codependent.
So it was just about, how long ago was this? Like, was this before Game of Thrones ended?
Yes, way before. It was way before.
Because yeah, you guys were
Game of
together for
Thrones.
8 years. Wait, so how soon into the relationship did the fight go down?
This is like a year later into the relationship.
So 1 year in.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, 1 year in, you guys are already like squabbling about Game of Thrones. I mean, look, Game of Thrones, I'm a fan of Game of Thrones. Very sensitive subject for me. You know, I can understand why someone would get heated over this topic. So it was probably like season, do you know what season it was?
No.
What year was this? What year
Oh.
was it? I know what season it'll be.
It's like the first episode.
Yeah, they're-
It's when the kid gets pushed out the tower.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How dare you spoil the first episode?
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
10 years ago, no, it's fine.
Hashtag spoilers.
Yeah, so spoilers.
No, it's fine. So what year, do you know what year it was?
I want to say 2016 or 17.
2016 or 17? Okay.
So it was one of the earlier seasons. I know that.
Yeah. Damn. So he was arguing incest, fine.
Yeah, love is love and all that.
Love is
whatnot.
love?
That was his argument. It doesn't, and I was just like, no.
That's a crazy thing to have like heated argument about. I mean, but the
I
thing is,
know.
like, what do you have you seen House of the Dragon?
No, I haven't.
You haven't been keeping up.
No, I haven't.
So I mean, there is an argument to be made in the Game of Thrones universe, in the Song of Ice and Fire universe. At least for Targaryens, they get a pass when it comes to the incest because they got to keep the bloodline pure.
Right.
Cersei and Jaime being Lannisters and not being dragon riders. And you know, the dragons have been dead for a very long time. There's not really a compelling argument to be made for incest in the age of, you know, when the Game of Thrones was happening. House of the Dragon, that's a different discussion. There's still dragons, there's dragon riders. You got to keep the blood pure for the Targaryens. I think you were in the right in the argument.
I believe so. Too.
I have to back you on this one. Andrew, do you have thoughts on this
Where's the guy?
incest?
No, I don't know anything about Game of Thrones, man.
Oh, okay. All right.
Nothing.
So that's pretty crazy though.
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy. And they like tried to murder a kid over to keep their incest private. So.
Yeah, no.
Well, there's other concerns, but anyways, okay. And then you said he's also gay.
I think he is, or he's bi, maybe.
Oh.
I don't know. I think he's an asexual, bisexual, or maybe he's just gay for pay. I'm not sure.
Gay for pay.
Yeah, because there's a few moments where I kind of caught him, like, you know. Oh, sorry. There's a few moments where I kind of caught him. I guess trying to like, I don't know what to say, escort himself or something like that.
Solicit?
Yes, there you go, solicit. And then I heard rumors as well from the streets because we're both from Altadena, and so everybody, it's kind of a small city, so we kind of know each other. Everybody kind of knows everyone. And yeah, there's also times where he's also asked me to excuse the room because I guess he also does it on his Oculus in the VR chat rooms and stuff. So yeah,
Damn.
and I guess once we broke up, he just went all out, full balls to the walls. crazy.
Wait, you said he was asexual?
That's
with
what
you?
he claims to be. That's what he says he is. He's asexual. He doesn't really like people touching him. He doesn't like physical contact. Like, it's kind of sad, but yeah, he has his own demons and issues.
And so you caught him trying to prostitute and tricking men into thinking he's a woman?
Yes, because he does play that. He
Does
has a
look
really
like
light voice.
Does he look like a woman?
I don't think he does, but he does. He does switch, and he's kind of. And it's, a lot of people do mistake him as a woman because he has a light voice, a really light voice.
Yeah. Huh. But I mean, he got you pregnant twice, so I mean, you guys were having some sex,
Yes.
right?
No, throughout the relationship,
Yeah,
yes. But I was
there's
always
sex.
the 9 times out of
Ish.
10, I was the initiator.
Oh,
So
damn, that's tough. Okay, what about you?
Current relationship status, I would call it a situationship, and longest relationship, 20 years.
Currently, and you have children, is that correct?
Yes.
So you're currently in a situationship. You said your longest is how long?
20 years.
20 years. The children are from the 20-year relationship?
Yes.
Okay, situationship is stepfather?
Father
Oh, wait, 20-year relationship
is the situation.
is the situation. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Were you guys ever married?
Yes.
Are you,
That would be the situationship currently.
so you're married, are you getting a divorce or?
I'm not going to say any more about that part.
Oh, okay. So it is a situationship though. So are you dating other people or?
It's open.
Oh, you're in an open marriage, relationship.
Yeah, that's why
Complicated. We
I
used
say
to
it's,
call
that's
it
why I say it's a
complicated. It's
situationship.
complicated.
It's not going to be elaborated on.
Who wanted to open it up, you or him?
Both.
Both. All right. Archduke Franz Ferdinand, you can introduce yourself if you want to.
I'm Anissa. I have a boyfriend.
Okay, good. There you go. That's Anissa. She's joining the team, guys. So W's in the chat for Anissa. We need Wanissa's in the chat. Wanissa's in the chat. W Anissa. Okay, cool. So, Andrew, what about you? How you doing? Still married?
Still married.
Are we gonna get a Rachel cameo, Andrew?
Don't know yet.
We got
to see.
We need.
She's out and about doing stuff at the moment.
Okay, we gotta get into the Rachel cameo. Desiree, if you can scoot to the table just a tad. So,
I'm not sure if Desiree deserves to be graced with the presence of
Definitely
one
not,
such as
definitely
Rachel, to be honest with you.
Definitely not.
So let's see here. Where do I'm going to get into some of the pre-show notes here, and let's see. Vivian. Why don't we start with Vivian? Pre-show notes. You said dating topics.
I have to go to the bathroom.
Oh my God, this-
I'm sorry.
Okay. All right.
I don't want to start a long conversation. I'm gonna have to.
Okay. Sounds good. Have fun. Good luck. Good luck in there. All right. Just gotta go to the bathroom. Let me read some chats though while we do that. We had whatever fan Miss Italy just needs to forget about it.
What?
She doesn't even speak English.
So she's not Italian American, so she's not gonna.
know those.
It's like
I'm Italian.
yeah, she's Italian. So forget about it is like an Italian American kind of
Oh, kind of thing. More-
kind of.
It just means like get out there, have fun. You'll be
Oh
fine.
yeah, that's
What?
for sure.
Right?
Yeah.
There's other fish in the sea type thing.
Okay. Whatever fan, thanks for the message. Really appreciate it. Let's see here. Why don't we get into some of your stuff? So Jade, you said you have a crazy story of dating a criminal / abuser, but your dates
bisexual.
You're what?
/ bisexual.
/ bisexual. Okay. But your dates so far have been respectful.
The most recent one, yes.
Wait. So wait, was this the guy who you were dating for 2 years?
The most recent, no.
Who's the criminal abuser? The 2-year guy?
My ex-boyfriend, the only boyfriend I've had, yeah.
So the guy you dated for 2 years?
Yeah,
Okay.
And then
that
I had a
was
date-
2 years ago.
yeah.
Okay. What kind of crime? Like,
I can't say the word on YouTube, apparently.
it was a violent crime.
No.
SA?
Involving not adults.
Okay, that's a
Oh.
yikes. That's a yikes. Okay. Let's see. You said you have a bizarre dating story. You dated the bisexual homeless man, ended up being a criminal.
He has
You
me
lived
by
in a
the
double life with
balls.
another woman.
Yes.
He ended up owing you $15,000 and going to jail.
Yes.
So we won't talk about the jail part, but we can talk about how did he end up owing you $15,000?
So I met him when he was somewhat homeless. So he was a truck driver that lived out of his truck, and he would guilt me into giving him money. And, you know, I was young. It was my first boyfriend, and that kind of ties into the whole detransition thing. Like, I've never had a boyfriend before. I didn't know how dating worked or boyfriends. So I was just naive and vulnerable, and
What the fuck am I
I just didn't know how it worked. So I believed him. Whenever he needed money, I would give him money.
Screwing this back.
And he ended up switching jobs, so he moved to a different state. And in that state, he somehow got a girlfriend within 2 weeks and moved in with her and was living a double life with her for several months without me knowing.
Word?
But I'm just curious though, if I can kind of follow up here. Why is it that you think he owes you money though?
Because he would lie to me about where the money was going. He had money when he switched jobs, so the girlfriend that he had was providing him money for everything. And he would tell me, I'm on the streets, I'm gonna be on the streets, give me money. But really, it was going to the girlfriend and even a car. So,
Did he ever say that he was going to pay you this money back?
Yes,
Was that like an agreement?
yes,
Okay.
So he would spend the money, first boyfriend, ever. You were giving him money, he would spend it on another woman.
yes.
It's a cold world we live
He
in.
would travel with her,
Cold world we live
take her on dates. I never got a date.
Fuck.
in. Damn. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So he was using you. Wait, was this during? Wait.
This
Were
was
you like, had you detransitioned at this point?
when I met him, I detransitioned. So,
Like, well, I mean, how soon?
about a month after meeting him.
Okay, so when you guys started the relationship, were you acting as though it was a same-sex relationship?
I mean, yeah, but that's delusional. It was not a same-sex relationship.
Well, I'm not, because,
No,
because
yeah,
this is
yeah.
this is really hard to phrase, right? But I think you understand what I'm talking
Yeah, I
about.
understand.
Were you guys acting as though it was though?
He wasn't. He would
He
just,
wasn't?
No, he would just treat me like a woman.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I was gonna say, because I mean, the story you told sounds like some shit that men go through all the time, right? Not usually women.
Yeah.
It's like it's actually getting really common. The same thing happened to me, essentially. It's like these
I'm
Converse
sure
guys.
Desiree, it's not your turn, Desiree. Let us finish our conversation with her, Desiree. So anyway, by the way, that's 10, Desiree. That's 10. But anyway, so I was just curious. We can follow up. Does this guy have any intention of paying you back, or?
I don't know. He's in prison.
Oh, before he went, did he have any intention of paying you back?
Apparently, he was trying to. Well, his girlfriend was.
Fuck me,
But I don't care anymore. It wasn't about the money. I just genuinely loved him, and I would have done that for anybody that I loved if they were in that situation. It's just the disrespect and the lying, and obviously giving my money to another woman. It's not about the money.
No, got it. No, I think anybody would feel like they were made to be a fool if you were giving them cash and they were, had like a secret double life, right?
Yeah.
Were we gonna ask you when you left about your dating?
What?
About your dating? Weren't we gonna ask you a question?
I don't remember.
Oh, it was. I think he was going to read the notes about her
Yeah, it was
and then
notes.
just start the conversation.
Okay. Well, do you want to talk about it?
I had like. Sorry. I had like. So I thought last time I was on, I was intending to talk with Andrew, but he happened to not be there on vacation or something. So I was actually wanting to. I had a host disagreement about abortion.
Okay. You can ask him about it.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I could just lay down my argument, which is so I don't believe that. So life is, in my opinion, does not start at conception. Sperm is alive, eggs are alive. So you need life to create life, except when the world started. But anyways, so my thing is viability. I think you should be. It should be legal as long as the baby needs to be in the stomach to survive, because I believe that's an attachment of you, because anything that you do to your body, if you drink coffee, if you smoke, that is going to affect the thing that's growing inside of you, and you cannot have your own. If you're pregnant, you have to really watch. You could have an abortion from an herbal tea. There are herbs that will induce an abortion, and so to say that that's murder, to me, is not correct. And then I also have a point about
he has
IVF,
me by the
and,
balls.
I don't think that the second.
Yeah, can we, if you don't mind, can we stick to one point at a time?
Good, by the balls.
So can I ask a couple clarifying questions, if you don't mind?
I don't mind.
So, okay, great. So the first question I have is, you said as long as the baby's in the stomach, then it's not murder. Is that correct?
Viable. So as long as it cannot be delivered and stay alive.
Okay, I gotcha.
Yeah.
And so your ultimate dispute is life. You say that life begins, outside of conception. What about human life? When does that begin?
So human life, I think when you're born, you are considered legally a human being. It's a human embryo. I think or a human. You could say.
Oh, well, that can't be true, right? Because otherwise, you wouldn't say that the woman has to keep the baby in her stomach for as long as it's viable.
I don't care about the semantics. It is a human.
Hang on, my turn. You're making the affirmative claim that this is a human life. It must be if it's viable, right?
Oh well, sorry. There's a car. What?
Okay, so what does viable mean? That's a human, right?
Viable means it's able to survive outside of the womb, so it can.
And it's a human? Is that a human being?
It's the human species. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it's a human being. So when does it become a human being?
When it's born, I think that.
Yeah,
it's
that
murder.
doesn't make any sense. Hang on. Do you understand that makes no sense? If you say that it's viable in the womb and it's a human being, it can't also only be a human being when it's born.
No, it's of the human species. I'm saying you have the right to. You have bodily autonomy, and
You don't have bodily autonomy.
Okay, just give me a sec. You have to specifically not kill it. You have to specifically not kill it, because if you are just going about your daily life, you could be pregnant and you don't know it, and you drink alcohol, and then you're responsible. If that's murder, if you're responsible for your DNA that you had sex and you're pregnant, you have an egg that's fertilized, you have to
Okay, hang on.
specifically
You gotta reel it in
not
because
kill
you're
it.
all over the place. You're super all over the place. So let's start with
Maybe you
this,
don't understand.
okay? The idea that, okay, you could be pregnant and not even know, but nobody would call that murder, right? Murder is the unjustified taking of a life. In that particular case, if you have no knowledge that your action's going to take life, nobody would ever call that murder.
It would be
Who
manslaughter if
Nobody
that's
would
murder.
ever call that murder.
If it's
for
a life-
instance,
if
if I
it's a life,
let me
yeah.
finish the point, please. So, for instance, if I was on top of a building and I was working, I was a construction worker, and I had my hammer next to me, and I kicked the hammer off the roof, and then it fell down, hit somebody in the head, and it killed them. I obviously didn't know they were underneath the hammer when I kicked the hammer off the roof. So, since that is true, I would not get charged with murder, because that would not be murder, right? That would not be considered murder.
it would be considered that that's a person that died, and I don't think that if you don't take care of yourself and your baby dies in your stomach from not taking care of yourself, I think you have to extend that logic if you're going to say that it's a life and that abortion is murder. I think you have to extend that.
Yeah,
to,
but maybe you do, but I still don't actually understand your position, because you said that it's only a human life when it's born.
I did not
But
say
then
that. I
you-
said it's
Okay, so when is it a human life?
it's always it's a human. So I don't if it's infringing, it's always a human life. It's of the human
It's
species.
okay, got it.
That's
It's always a human
DNA.
life. So then if that's true, then when I say life begins at conception, I'm correct, right?
No, I wouldn't agree. It's life
What?
before that. It's life before that. The things that create
No,
the
it's not
fertilized
human
egg
life
are,
before
are
that.
live.
It's not human life
DNA.
before that.
It's
How,
the two
how's
parts.
it human life before that?
So the two parts converge, the sperm and the egg,
that's what
that
makes it a
contain the
human,
DNA
yeah.
of a human.
Yeah, that's what makes it a human. So human life begins at conception. The value part is the human part, right? I don't value the not human part, just like I don't value, for instance, I don't care about fish, right? If you go out with an Uzi to a pond and you just waste 1 million fish with I don't give a shit, right? I have no value for it whatsoever, but it's still a fish, right? It's still a fish's life. So when we're talking about human life begins at conception. Do you disagree or agree with that?
I disagree.
Okay, so what makes it a human life?
Well, it's a human life because it contains human DNA. It's made of human DNA. So sperm and eggs, which is what a baby is made of, which everyone's made of human DNA. That's human. That's the materials, the sexual materials to create life. And
If somebody took a machete and cut off your arm would definitely have human DNA. Would it be alive?
Yeah, you can not. No.
No, it wouldn't. So it just having human DNA has nothing to do with it being alive.
Sperm and eggs are alive. That's a fact.
Alive in what sense?
They are living, just like bacteria. I mean, bacteria isn't
Like
considered
an
alive,
arm
but it's
would
not
be alive if it
bacteria.
was cut off of you? Wouldn't an arm
It's
that
not
was cut off
dead,
of
it
you
moves
also
on
be
its
alive
own.
by that same criteria?
It moves on its own. Sperm moves on its own. Eggs contain living
Arms can move on their own when they're cut off of you. Yes, they
I'm
absolutely
not talking
can.
about arms.
What's that?
I'm not talking about arms. We're talking about abortion.
No, you're not talking about arms. I'm testing your logic. I'm trying to explain to you this concept, right? That all these things that you keep on claiming make this life, I'm claiming are present in something you claim is not alive.
That's not
So I'm trying to figure out how it's actually alive.
Yeah. So I'll tell you the difference.
Okay.
The difference is actually an arm, you could say, is just as much of a person as a fertilized egg because it's human. It's not yet. It's
The DNA has
It's
complete
not
human
yet
DNA.
exact. Well, yes, and so does an arm. I mean, if that's your comparison, so it's actually a good comparison that you made in a sense.
I don't actually even understand your position. I'm trying to. So what makes a person alive? What makes a person alive? Let's start with that. What makes life? What is that?
So when you're alive, heartbeat is one thing, but I would say for personhood,
You can be alive with no
you can
heart.
be alive. Things can be alive, but they can be non-human or I can draw a distinction where personhood begins.
Well, I mean, scientifically, it's anything
Okay, so
that's
what do you-
carbon
so
derivative,
personhood?
right? Biological matter.
Yeah, I'm trying. Hang on, just one step at a time. Let
living
me
moves
try
on
to
its
at least
own.
understand what the position is, because I'm still super confused as to what your position even is. So, as we kind of back up here, let's start with what does alive mean? What does that mean?
So alive means moving on its own and basically moving on its own and being chemically made, having a genetic code that you're made of.
Okay, so being alive, the criteria is going to be moving on your own and having some kind of genetic material that you're made of.
I would go by the scientific definition, which I don't have memorized, but you could pull it up I would agree with the scientific definition if you want to pull it up. But not except for the part that disagrees with what I believe, which is
So you wouldn't accept the part that disagrees with what you believe. You
that's
just accept the
specific
part that
to
agrees with what you
abortion.
believe.
The part that's specific to abortion, I don't
Uh-huh.
agree with.
Yeah, doesn't the scientific definition define human life
That's
as beginning
human
at
life.
conception?
You asked living, so I would say the scientific definition of life I agree with. So
Yeah, well, I don't know what that is. Do you want me to pull that up?
I just gave some examples of what I believe life is in essence, and if you want a full thing, you can look up what the scientific definition is, and that's what I'll accept. That's what I'll use.
So have you
what
guys
if
heard the
sci-
research?
Philosophical
Okay, so
question.
hang on. So what if the scientific definition says that human life begins at conception?
I would even say it begins before that. Is the
Hang on,
latest
hang on.
research.
Can I let her answer, Desiree? So
What
what if
if-
science says human life begins at conception?
I don't agree with that part. I'm saying life in general, there's a scientific definition, which includes things like moving on your own, respiration. When you go down to like the very small microscopic levels, you have things that are moving on their own, eating things. They have genetic code. So those are some of the
Okay.
things. But it is a philosophical question. If you want me to define life,
Well, the only reason I'm asking you to kind of give me some sense of it, so I know what you're even talking about.
Yeah, I just gave you
So
a
what,
sense.
what we're quibbling over here is human life, right? That's what we're actually talking about. Is what does human life begin? You agree with me that a human being requires DNA from mother and dad in order to become a human, right?
yes.
Yeah. So if that's the case, then it would require the sperm and the egg to be fused before it's
Can I
human
add
life.
something?
Hang on. No, you can't. Can you just let us finish? So if that's the case, right, then it would require an egg and a sperm for it to be human life by your own criteria.
A fertilized embryo is a egg and a sperm combined, and they are both living separate of that. Or you could say that you
but
could say
we were
that
talking
eggs
about human
aren't
life.
alive.
I just said, don't you think that the criteria for human life would require the DNA of both a mother and a father? You said
Wow.
yes. So if that's the case, then it would
He
require the sperm
expected it fully.
and the egg together in order to create human life, correct?
Yeah, to have a person, yes.
Yeah, so then
matches
life
and
begins at
still-
conception. Human life begins at conception,
I
right?
don't believe that it's fully baked because I consider a human life to be something that is autonomous
Well, I don't
and
understand.
conscious.
What criteria is it missing?
We're about, if we continue, we're probably going
No,
to lose
I
our
don't
entire
understand.
panel.
What's the
We're going to lose our
criteria?
entire panel. We are going to lose
Okay.
our panel.
Okay.
Was it you who wanted to talk about abortion in the first hour of this
I did
conversation?
not choose that.
I had to step up. I don't know how that came up.
I don't control the conversation.
But I have no idea how it. What's going on back there? Can we figure this out, please?
I can add some of the latest scientific data. That's what I was trying to interject of what science is coming out with. Usually the
Can you guys
mainstream
let me know what's going on back there,
is a
please?
decade behind what the science finds.
Hello, producer? What's going on back there? It's not the right way.
Brian is angry.
Yeah, you can sit.
I just can't stay. I have to go. My friends just called, so
About what?
they just want me back at the apartment. Our roommates just kept coming back, and I didn't know how long this was gonna be.
Yeah, we
Yeah, I'm
told
sorry.
you.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but I do have to go. So.
Is it
thank
because of
you.
the nature of the conversation?
No.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that they had called. My phone was over there, so
So
I went to
just,
go
just,
check it.
just what's the reason for the leave?
they just told me that like it wasn't worth my time
Is there?
right now.
It's not worth your time.
Well, like I didn't know it was 7 hours and I have homework and stuff because I have class in the morning. So
At Santa Barbara City College.
yes,
The
so I'm gonna
prestigious
go,
Santa
but
Barbara.
Thank you.
It's not okay. Peace out. Rage? Do we? Is that a rage quit? I don't know if it's a rage quit. If it's a coward.
It's a feminist quit for sure. 'cause
Definitely a feminist quit.
She's valuing her education over.
How did we get to abortion?
So not me.
The question
You
was
had
asked if there are any disagreements with the host.
I did not ask that.
Well, no.
No,
You
you
said something
didn't ask
about
that.
a disagreement with
You
the
said
host
you
or
wanted to
something.
bring up my notes, so that's.
It is a good
that's
topic
in
though.
my
I can
notes.
take it in a
That's the first thing
scientific
in my notes.
direction with the nucleotides.
I feel like what happened there was
And then
her
where's-
friends told her not to do it, like and
Morgan,
influenced her
can you
not
just
to
take
be
her
here.
seat?
I think that's part
It's
of it.
okay.
Social pressures.
Females are extremely social creatures, much more than men.
I mean, it's stressful.
We're very influenced by social
hard
pressures.
conversations.
Yeah. All right, Desiree, let's address the elephant in the room. How do you address the essay on a happily married man and show up like nothing happened? Has any apology been issued? Can you address it? Oh, by the way, on the Discord, discord.gg/whatever, I'll just post the BTS of her two friends who rage quit earlier or did a abandonment, and then we'll also post, I guess, that one too, I guess. So yeah, we'll post our Discord, discord.gg/whatever. I'll allow us to come back to this conversation later on, but typically we like to kind of edge into things a little bit before let's talk about abortion, you know? I know it's not your fault, but I'm fairly
Yeah, I
confident. I'm
understand.
fairly confident the panel abandonment is when you invite on an 18-year-old liberal girl and you start talking about abortion, it's not going to go very well. So also we need to check on Anissa too. I don't know what's going on.
Did you
I
want
was
me to answer
surprised
the?
as well that
She's been up for a while. Okay, so Hillary Epstein, elephant in the room. Do you want to address
I
the
thought we
essay
had
on
kind of
Andrew?
cleared
we
the
already-
room on the spot that show. Like, remember I conceded that I did do that, and I felt like I apologized and checked in with you guys to see if you were having any lingering post-traumatic stress symptoms from my ass. So I am sorry. I'm very sorry for all of the psychological damages. I can offer you a referral to some help for your damages if you need. I'm not sure what else I can do, but a public apology and acknowledging that I did essay these two poor men on one of the episodes.
All right. Nick, you can pull up that super chat, please. Why don't y'all ever have a Southern man on the podcast? All we get is Cali liberals. Y'all must be scared of a real Southern man's input. Why is there never anyone from my side of the country? This is all bullshit. Y'all never have a real God-loving Southerner on the cast. Well, true. Tell you what, man. Why don't you develop a YouTube channel and you can engage in debates for half a year, and then when you're competent at actually having any sort of online presence, we can talk about you coming on, but I don't invite anons on the show. So, yeah, man. Sorry. Dylan Joe, where's Maddie? I'm scared. Also, when dating, what do we think of smoking? Although we know it's bad for our health, you got to admit it looks cool as blank. If you can pull it off, no offense, Drew. Hail to the king. Maddie's out of town for this week. She'll be back. She'll be back next week. And also, when dating, what was it? What did he say? Yeah. So, true. Yeah, man. Start a YouTube channel. Start uploading videos. Do some debates. And 6 months, 12 months down the line, we'll take another look at it. If you have the chops, we'll bring you on the show. I've given way too many like random dudes shots who came on the show and contributed nothing or detracted from it. Come on the show, they're not prepared to argue with some of these talking points from the other side. They don't benefit me in any way. In fact, a lot of them blame me for their poor performance, and they're choking because they expect me to give them the layup. So I've had dudes who ask to be on the show, I give them a chance, they expect me to handhold them to the like W fucking own dunk moment. It never happens. And then they talk shit about me after the show because I didn't handhold them and give them the easy layup that they were looking for. So don't do it anymore. Don't do it anymore. It is what it is.
So you prefer to work in a female-centric
What do you
environment?
mean? I got Andrew right here.
That's true. And Andrew's like 25 guy arm.
Andrew's
right
a fucking legend.
He is a fucking legend. That
He's
is
a fucking
true.
legend,
Good
so-
point. Good point. It's like in elementary school. Remember the boys would say, "Me and this guy versus all you girls." It was like a guy thing.
I also remember they always won. Motorsports
They
donated
did.
$200.
They
I
just
happen
won
to be a
one
true
now.
Southern man.
Oh, you didn't use your little special grid. You didn't use your special little vroom thing. Let's do some reacts, Nick. Let's try to get those reacts while you're still here. Can you pull up the first one? Yeah. Thank you, Grid One. Good to see you in the chat, man. Appreciate it. Okay. Yeah, we can do this one first. So actually, before we play the clip, I'll have you tab over to the other one. So before I play this clip, guys, it popped up in my feed.
It won't let me tab that. It's Instagram.
That's fine. You can. It's the New York Post article. So this woman, actually, we reacted to her before. This is the same woman. So she went on 6 dates a week. She didn't have to buy groceries for 2 years, so she's just matching with dudes on Tinder or whatever, dating apps, so that she could just eat for free in New York City. This woman's in New York City. When they say women are bad with money, but you used to go on 6 dates a week to avoid paying for groceries, scroll down a bit, Nick. There's a few interesting things in the article here. Let's see. Forget Dine and Dash. Former Wall Street trader dined to save cash. Went viral 2021. Bragged that she went on 6 dates a week to avoid paying for groceries. Between 2016 to 2018, I didn't buy groceries once. Probably saved about $150 a week. And there's some more there. So let's go back. If you're able to tab back over to the video, we'll react to it here real quickly. Okay, you can go ahead and play it.
You want a traditional wife, then be a traditional man. You cannot ask for stay-at-home wifey privileges if you don't have stay-at-home wifey money. You want me to clean the kitchen? I'm happy to clean the kitchen. If I get to wake up at 10, I get to clean the kitchen, I get to go lounge by the pool, and then you come home at night. Like, sure, no problem. But if I'm waking up at the crack of dawn with you, we're both going to our 2 very demanding jobs, and then coming home, don't ask me for anything you're not willing to do. If you want a tradition...
Is that it? I don't think she's actually really wrong. Like, I don't think she said anything wrong, but like, bear in mind, this woman used men for dates for a 2-year period so that she didn't have to buy groceries. So, I mean, nothing about her prior conduct would indicate to me that she's a traditional woman. So she's making the claim here that she's a traditional woman, sort of, kind of, or at least she's talking about that. So I guess your guys' reaction to this clip going around
I mean,
the
it
table.
sounds like how a lot of women have had to adapt to the wave of feminism and the economy stuff that's kind of pushed us into the workforce. And so I think what a lot of us are trying to communicate is we could switch. We could go one way or the other. Because I think for the most part, women are starting to value emotional connection and like the sexual or romantic relationship, you could say, with men more than money, because so many of us are getting used to having to bring financial resources to the table. So I would say a lot of women, I would put myself in this category where I could switch. If I really was with a man who could afford the whole family and household thing, and it worked for me to stay home and not be earning, then I could be fine with that and respect the position. But if I chose a man who needed me to make money, I could also do that. And I don't know, I just feel like that's kind of the modern, a lot of us are kind of like that. Like, we're not saying we don't like to be home or we're not willing, but most men these days couldn't afford like our full life with kids and all the whole thing. So that's
Can I add something? Like, I think that if you're not a traditional woman, you don't
Yes.
want a traditional man.
You
Like,
got me.
I would never stay home if my man provides me everything. Because if one day he
So, and
wakes
that's
up
relevant.
and
Yeah,
and
that's
goes,
right. You gotta shut up. You gotta let people finish talking. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying that if one day he wakes up and he says, "Okay, I'm done," you're alone and you don't have anything. I would rather be able to provide everything to my family or whatever, and like can decide, because if you're not financiable, how do you say, like stable, you can't make a lot of choices. You have to stay at his.
It makes you more vulnerable
Yeah.
to get stuck in a sort of a toxic dynamic if it goes that way.
Yeah.
Or even if your man passes away or something, God forbid.
And I don't think that it's bad if you decide to stay home and you're
But having some sort of job skills is a
So like it depends your way
I'm
to
sorry,
see
sorry
things.
to cut in, but Brian, check your messages from me here in a second here.
Yeah, Nick, I think you gotta boost the audio back up.
May I add something? Or were you?
No,
still
yeah,
going?
no.
Okay. I think the first part of her video was a little bit misguided.
Or did you, Andrew? Did you?
She has like a little bit of the wrong idea of what a stay-at-home wife in reality, in the majority of stay-at-home moms and
I'm
what
like,
they do.
10 a.m. That would be nice.
No. And especially if you have kids.
Right.
But she didn't mention kids, so stay-at-home wife. But the first part of her video, a little bit misguided. I do believe that marriage is or not marriage, I should say. But if you have to be willing to be fluid, male, female, whatever. Mostly it's female. If you're going to be a stay-at-home wife, especially if you do have a job as well, you have to be able to balance all of that and be the balance. Relationships like that are like balance. If your man is the provider, he takes care of your exterior, you take care of his interior. You know what I mean? You have to bring that balance. Or if your life you're building together requires that you both work, then fit into that role.
Yeah.
You need to be able to be versatile.
And it seems to me like because women have had to become so fluid, those of us who have children, whether we wanted the children or not, we end up with the children. And obviously we're all trying to do our best to raise the children that we have. So this fluidity of the gender role with women, I think what I'm noticing is the men are having a little bit of a hard time catching up, because there's so many of us that are just kind of like, could do it all. And they're still used to either a traditional woman or a progressive woman. And I think they're kind of having a hard time deciding for themselves almost, what type do I want? Or you know what I mean? Because I think they have fears with both types. You hear the argument that the one side, they're afraid of the gold digger women who just want to like live off them. But then on the other side, they're afraid of like the modern progressive woman who could just leave them at the drop of a hat. So it's kind of like.
So I need to allow the rest of the
insecurity.
panelists to answer this here, but just going back to you really quick, did you, you said even if a man could fully provide for you,
Yeah.
you'd still want to work, is that
Yeah.
correct? So like you married, let's say you want to get married?
Yeah.
Let's say you married a guy who's making millions of dollars a year,
Yeah.
still work?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know which work. Like maybe I would not put myself into like 12 hours a day work, but yeah,
Right.
I would definitely do
Still work,
something.
okay. What if he wanted you to stay at home?
I would say no.
Do you want kids?
Yeah.
How many kids?
4.
You want 4 kids?
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be a job?
Yeah, but I think that you can figure it out in 2. Like if I work and you work, we organize things. It's not.
So would you want him to pay for, he could certainly afford it, but would you want him to pay for daycare? Like a nanny, have somebody take care of the kids
Yeah, maybe
while
yes.
you went out and worked?
Or I would pay for that.
You said you're studying, well, you went to, in Italy.
Yeah,
You got a degree in mechanical engineering.
Yeah.
I mean, so once you finish with, are you going to go get a PhD or what's your plan?
I would like to do it.
And then
but
once you
maybe
enter the
we'll-
once you enter the workforce, how much money do you think you'll be making?
I don't know. I hope a lot because I'm studying a lot to earn a lot and to be
Sure.
like I don't really like I've dated to like poor guys and the thing is that I want to be like able to date whoever I want because I connect with them and not like be in like a stress situation for the money. So like I want to earn my money and then organize the family with someone that
Mother, you bastard.
who works. I mean, I would
You
stay with
bastard.
someone that stays at home and I work.
So if you could pick between a guy who makes, let's say, $50,000 US dollars a year, which means you're going to have to work too, and you are going to have 4 kids also, or someone who makes $1 million a year and you'll never have to work, which do you pick?
I would pick the one that I want to stay with. Like if I
Well,
need someone.
you got to pick one.
Yeah, but you can say like in this way, because it's very like a mind thing.
But all
I
things
decide a lot-
equal, I think is what he's saying. Like you're
that I
equally
feel the same
attracted.
for the 2.
Yeah, they're both good men.
Yeah,
but one of them, you're going to have to work, and the other,
I think that I would choose the one where I have to work because I have my financial like freedom. So like
but you guys are married, right?
I don't care. That's not a point. Like a lot of people get separated, get divorced, get whatever. I grew up in a family where my parents were divorced.
Uh-huh.
The thing is that if you're married or not, it doesn't matter. Like obviously you stay with your wife or your husband, but it can end whenever. I mean, I don't know if that's like kind of European vision, but a lot of people.
Do you intend to live in Italy? Like, what's your? You want to stay here? Or you
I would
wanna
like
go
to
back
stay
Italy?
here, but I don't know if I'm going to
Okay.
stay here all my life or I'm going to change it or go
So
back
this,
to
let's say,
Europe.
that, but I mean, in this situation, you do get divorced from a guy who makes millions of dollars. Your financial stability is potentially arguably going to be better than your financial stability should you marry somebody who makes less than you. So let's say you go on to make $150,000.
But I don't want to ask money to the other person. Like, if
Okay.
our relationship ends or whatever, I don't want to ask money to the other end.
Okay, that's fair.
Techno Trooper donated $200. Panel, what are the top professions you feel most drawn to in a partner when considering someone to marry or date? What about those careers makes them especially appealing to you?
Techno Trooper, we'll come right back to that in just a moment, but I'll pull that one back up. Okay, Techno. Okay. Reaction to the clip that we saw?
I kind of started thinking about like other things, like listening to her. But like money wise, I mean, money is like a benefit for sure. I hope to make enough as well to be financially independent to where I don't.
Well, the reiteration, just real quick, right? Just the reiteration of the clip is, if a man wants to have a woman who's going to be traditional and stay at home, then he needs to be in a position where she can do that by being a provider who can provide enough to enable her to do that.
I mean, I think you can be a traditional man without being there yet, like financially. Like you can have traditional values and expectations. So yeah, that's what I would say. I mean, I kind of disagree, but I also think like traditional women probably want traditional men.
Okay. Your thoughts on the video?
I mean, I agree with her. I grew up in a traditional household, so my mom's a stay-at-home mom. My dad has provided since they were like 14 years old, so that's what I want to, but I also don't expect a guy that I meet to be fully there yet. You know, I'm still young, and this is a different generation, so if that's just not possible, I would be willing to work, but
Sure.
I would like to be a stay-at-home mom.
Your reaction to the video?
Well, I feel like if you're a traditional man, then you should be actively
That was
looking for a
done.
traditional woman. I think men would probably like have expectations and they expect you to change with them. Me personally, I would like a house husband. That's what a partner I would look for, because
What is that? What is a house husband?
the roles are switched.
So you make the money, he stays at home, takes care of the kids, basically.
Basically, take care of the kids, take care of the home, and do the cooking and cleaning. Because I'd rather be like, I don't want to stay at home and do that. Like I tried the traditional way. I was not happy whatsoever. I love science. I'd rather be in a lab doing research, and I want to just find a partner who's willing to stay home and take care of my home.
Can you help me out with something real quick? You said that you love science. I'm also a big fan of science. Can you just tell me real quick what the scientific process is?
Like a scientific method.
Yeah.
So, let's see. Oh, it's like testing me on this too. I guess ask a question, create a hypothesis, conduct an experiment, see if it's null or whatsoever, and then
It has to be repeatable. The results have to be repeatable.
it has to be repeatable and testable. So,
Yeah. Well, close enough.
So you want a house husband?
yes.
Okay. And was this part of the conflict with you and your 8-year relationship, the sperm donor guy or whatever that you said?
Actually, he was the one staying at home taking care of everything.
Oh, you had what you wanted.
It was
Yeah.
just toxic, remember?
But
they
it was
couldn't,
very, very toxic.
They couldn't even watch TV together.
Oh,
I mean,
that's
come
true.
on.
And
That is true. Okay. House husband. And
So it was
what
the
do you-
right
what
setup,
do you do for
wrong
work
guy,
again?
kind of.
Oh, right now I'm not working. I'm a full-time student / mom.
Okay.
So,
Oh, okay. You live with like parents or?
no, I have my own spot.
Oh, okay. But you're not working?
Well, I have family
And he doesn't
housing
pay
at
child
the moment.
support. Okay. But he pays child support. Or no, he doesn't pay child support. The sperm donor.
No.
Would he be upset if he heard you call him a sperm donor?
I call him that all the time. No.
To his
he's okay.
face?
Yes.
Like you dropping off the kids? You
yes.
fucking sperm donor?
I mean, when we get angry, yes, I call him that. I don't, but yes, I've told it to his face before. I mean, I said a lot of mean things, so I feel kind of bad.
Damn. All right. Your reaction to the?
I gave
Oh, you already
I
gave?
did have
Okay.
a response to what
You're too far from the mic, by the way.
Sorry, my bad. I did have a response to what she said about something about how men are afraid to, something about men having fear about
Like-
what their woman wants or
Well,
something like
I
that.
think maybe they're having a hard time with the fluidity that women have found as far as
was
like
it.
being
So-
being with a progressive
Yeah.
woman versus a traditional.
So I don't agree with that. And here's why. Women have asked, literally through feminism, to take on the roles men already have. Women were in the traditional role, for eons. And just up until the last, 50, 60 years, they have wanted to take on more masculine roles, like having a job outside the home. And so I don't feel like men have a fear of that at all. They're sitting back and looking like, saying that, okay, here's what we're giving you rights, we're giving you all these extra things.
Well, I just think that
Let me
women
finish.
in general gave
Let
a
me finish.
mixed message.
So in that respect, women have literally asked to take on these extra things, and men are sitting
Well,
back
not
and-
every woman.
Let me finish. So in that regard, we're taking on these roles by choice. We're taking on these extra things by choice, and men are sitting back and saying, "Okay, you wanted this. Let's see you work. Let's see you do
Well,
it."
I think the real problem
you
is
have got
that.
to stop interrupting. Honestly,
Sorry, I'm autistic.
I'm done.
The way that I see it is that just because feminism posed itself as what every woman wanted, that's not the case. There were tons of women who were perfectly happy, me being one of them, perfectly happy with like the traditional whole life role of like getting married, having kids, raising the kids, being the stay-at-home
What are
wife.
you
I wanted
fucking
that.
talking about? You absolutely hated it. You write all about it in your book.
No,
How much
I only
you
hate-
hated the
I only
traditional
hating-
lifestyle. You wanted to work in the worst way. You were totally oppressed by the patriarchy. You wrote an entire fucking book outlining this.
It's because I was simply married, like in your case, right position, but wrong man, like very, very wrong man. And so I had a very bad experience with it.
You
But now,
advise women against this exact type of relationship and tell them that it's probably bad for them
No,
and to
it's not.
embrace their
It's-
intersexual hooker, basically,
I
right?
think
Like that's what you
you've
advise them to
misunderstood.
do.
I think you've misunderstood because you gave such a
You read the
brief
fucking
look through my
book,
and
bitch.
just made your judgment. But what I was
No,
really
read the entire
expressing is
book.
that what I was really expressing was that I was never taught how to pick a healthy relationship. Therefore, when I got into the role that I believed I wanted, it felt completely wrong because I was with the completely wrong guy. That was more what I was getting at. And so part of my journey back to a more traditional
Your journey?
mindset involved me going through the stint of feminism. Like, okay, let me see what these roles are talking about with this, that, all this craziness, freedom, liberation, all the way to come back around to my next book will be like my journey back
This
to a
guy's
more
fucking ready.
traditional female or
There is
nurturing
no
role.
wait. There's no tradition here. What do you mean? You're an OnlyFans sex worker. You're not. By no means have you circled back
I'm a
to a
stay-at-home.
traditional role.
I'm a stay-at-home homeschool mom of 3 kids. That's as traditional as I can be right now. I don't have a husband.
So what does traditional mean? Does that just mean a man goes and works while you stay the fuck home? Is that all you think traditional is, or is there a set of values with that?
I think it means prioritizing home economics and raising children if you have them.
So then it doesn't mean shit. So all it means is a woman stays home and she watches the kids, and the man goes out and works. That's all you think traditional is.
No, I believe it's the general submission of the woman and the general leadership and dominance of the man, if there was one. In my case, I don't have one. So that part of the tradition is not in my life right now.
Every non-traditional relationship on planet Earth can have all women submitting to men. All of them. And it would still be as far from traditional as you can imagine. They could do something like, I don't know, all the women go out and work, and the man stays home, and the woman still submits to him, right? Like, all of the criteria that you just laid out for traditional, it just sounds like gobbledygook to me. Like, there has to be some value set that we're looking for, that we're leaning
I
towards
guess
for why we're doing
I'm
this,
speaking
right?
from, I'm not speaking from like a capitalistic domestic business partnership. I'm talking about like an agape love, like soul connection with another human where you're both in it to win it with each other, a ride or die. Like, so basically we can switch in and out of roles depending on the season we're each going through. So for example,
Well, how's that
if I
traditional,
just, maybe it's not then, maybe it's a blend. Maybe it's a more,
It sounds
not
like
complete,
just typical
it's a bridge.
modernism.
It's a
It literally
bridge.
just sounds like modernism to me. Like traditionalism, the idea of traditionalism is historically a thing, an experiment which worked. And so you're moving back towards whatever this thing was that worked because it's better than whatever the current thing is.
Well, because
that
we've
isn't
evolved,
working.
Andrew. So we no longer live in a social construct that's going to support traditionalism, if you want to call it that.
Yeah, of course we
It's
do.
not going to work anymore.
Yeah,
It
so
won't work
here's-
anymore. We've simply
No,
evolved too
you're wrong.
far
We haven't even
as a
passed anything.
society.
Not only that, people are desperate to get back to some sense of what you call traditionalism by your own admission, including you. So the thing is like, no, I don't think we've evolved past shit. And not only that, just give my take. The woman in the video is just a typical kind of selfish woman. So her idea here, it all starts with this false supposition of the word fair. All this entire worldview revolves around this idea of fairness. Life's not fair. Relationships aren't fair. Marriages aren't fair. When you're talking about equally yoked, that means something completely different than who does the dishes on Thursday. That has nothing to do with any of that. What you're looking at inside of one of these relationships should not be the idea of fair. It should be the idea of what works best for your family. And what's
So
always
fluidity.
going-
So fluidity.
Hang
You
on.
need to be
Let me
fluid
finish,
for the
Desiree.
family.
Let me finish, Desiree. It's okay, Desiree. Just let me finish real quick. What works best for your family dynamic? And so the traditionalists are saying what works best for society and the family dynamic is to have women stay at home to raise the kids, not in laboratories. And the reason they don't want women in laboratories is because then they have to outsource the childcare. So I want the smartest women at home raising the next generation of
So that's
really
what I'm
smart
doing.
kids, right? That's what I want. That
So
would,
that's
that
what
would
I'm doing.
make a lot more sense than wasting their potential and breeding
Yep,
years
that's what I'm doing.
on having them in a job that a man can do. So the idea here is that the traditionalist movement is saying modernity is screwed up with our priority set because women have become extremely self-centered around this idea of fair, when in fact there is nothing fair. We don't have to sign up for a draft, for instance. That's not fair. Women are not the people who have to defend you while you sleep. That's not fair. All sorts of things which aren't fair, but yet for some reason men are able to deal with it and women don't seem to be able to deal with it.
Are you done?
Mm-hmm.
So, a couple things. First of all, I was enlisted to go into the U.S. military, but I got pregnant and I had to sign a military discharge. So I was fine as a
stop
woman
making
going into the military.
lies.
Just a caveat.
Yeah,
but
so
I will
you never
say
had to sign
that
up for the
it
draft,
sounds
right?
to me, it sounds to me like, by your definition, I am actually a traditional woman because I have made many sacrifices to figure out a way to still be a stay-at-home mom and a homeschool mom at that of my 3 kids and not work outside the home. I figured out a home business that I could do that made enough money with me only working a few hours a week. And by the way, that's not making new content because I have tons and tons of content from when the kids used to go to their dads every weekend. So they were never around any of that. It's no different than how you made your online courses. Now it's there, and all you have to do is promotions, basically. Same for me. So judge it all you want. That was what worked for me. That was like the supply and demand. I tried to do like the online coaching thing, writing books, the whole
don't think
thing,
that
and
we
nobody was
mean-
going for it.
I
So
really don't think that what we mean when we say traditional lifestyle is your mom stays home because she can also engage in prostitution. I don't think that that is traditional. I don't think by anybody's metric that would ever be considered traditional, Desiree, ever. And so the thing is I'm not even trying to beat you up about it. I'm just telling you, like, how would that ever fit a metric for traditional? We want the best and brightest to stay at home and take care of their kids instead of being in a lab, not hookers, right? That's not what we're after. Like, maybe the hookers should outsource the childcare.
So could you tell me a better way that I could make, let's say, $6,000 a month and only work a couple hours a week because I have to full-time take care of 3 kids?
What I would do instead,
What should I
yeah.
do?
Well, of course, there's tons of other better ways that you could have
Like
spent
what?
your time to
Can you-
make
I mean, I'm
6,000.
curious.
Hang on, stop, Des. Let me answer your question. So the first supposition here is that you must make $6,000 a week. Why must you?
Because that's how much my cost of living is.
Oh, okay. So you can't downgrade?
There's no
order
way.
to
I live
keep
in
your
Southern
integrity and
California.
dignity?
I live in Southern California. My rent alone is $2,700.
California? Wait. I just want to make sure I got this right. Southern California costs $24,000 a month to live in, huh?
No, 24,000. I said
You said
6,000.
$6,000 a week.
No, 6,000 a
week.
month. A month.
Yeah,
honey,
you
a
can make
month.
$6,000 a month in Southern California working an entry-level job, Desiree.
But then who's going to watch the kids? Who's going to homeschool my kids?
Yeah, you're in that case, because you're a single mom, you're going to have to outsource that. There's no choice there.
But why? But I don't want to. I would rather have a bad reputation with guys like you and raise my own kids. I don't give a shit what you think.
Yeah,
and
so
many,
here's-
many
well,
men
so see
have
what I'm saying,
grace
though?
and
So-
understanding
geez.
for my choices because they
This is my
understand.
point. You're making my point for me, right? Which is, okay, so what you say is, look, I'm actually just prostituting myself for the kids, right? Because I want to be able to stay at home with the kids. Yet I would counter and say, okay, but the integrity is absolutely compromised. Your children are never going to thank you later. They're never going to be like, Mom.
My kids are not
is
raised in
the
a puritanical, like,
It's not
sex
puritanical.
negative type of
They're
culture.
gonna get to the age
This
of
is a
reason.
totally different generation, Andrew. They're not sexually repressed like your generation is. They're cool.
Oh, yeah, like the women
They're
in the
good with
70s
it.
were so sexually repressed. Tell me another fucking bullshit lie. They weren't sexually repressed at all. Boomers weren't sexually repressed. That's all nonsense. Overly sexualized generation, in fact. The thing is that this is the first generation, the Zoomers, where we see pushback towards this type of sexualization for once, finally. And if you think that your kids won't hit the age of reason and go, Mom, I think that there might have been
They're
better
there. They're
fucking
going
ways.
through the 2 older ones are going through puberty, so they're kind of at that questioning everything. And it's
No,
it's
they're not
right
at
and
it
wrong.
yet. But when they're in their 20s, you're going to have some explaining to do.
I
yeah.
believe that my relationship with my children is strong enough such that even if they had looked back and had an issue with what I was doing, I don't think it would be any bigger of an issue than any person who comes of age and starts judging what their parent did. I don't think it will be. In fact, I can say for sure it's not going to be worse than my evaluation of my parents. I'll tell you that. So at least
But
I'm doing
listen,
a little bit
listen,
better.
Not all choices
Look at there,
when you fuck
bitch.
something up are optimal choices. So, for instance, if you are in a marriage and you choose to end the marriage because, like you said in your book, you're not feeling like fucking like you're an amazing queen or whatever.
Because,
so the marriage is,
because I was
so the
under CPS order basically to leave my marriage or I would get my kids taken away as an accomplice to my
anyway,
ex.
so whatever the circumstances are, You end up with a divorce, okay? So when you end up with a divorce, now you're in an immediate unoptimal situation, which is, okay, now we either have to split custody or one of us has full custody. You have a whole battle that you have to do around that. So now you don't have optimal choices at this point, okay? But there's still better choices to be had, I think, than posting up pictures if you would jizz on your face. I think that there's better decisions which could be made than that, honestly, Desiree. And the thing is like, fine, you can say, no, you know, Andrew, but what this has done is it's allowed me to have enough money to do A, B, C, and D, but that's all shit for you. You just love the fucking attention. You're not doing this shit because of your kids. You do it because you love the fucking attention. You just love it. It's your favorite. And I think that you should just stop coping and be honest about it.
May I add something? May I add something?
Go ahead.
So some other options. My kids are 19, going on 20, and 16 going on 17. Back when they were young, both of them, I was lucky enough, and we were able to provide for the household so that I could be a stay-at-home mom for a few years while they were little. During that time, I didn't work. During that time, I found other pursuits that were maintaining of my self-respect and my dignity and the respect of my family members and friends. I started a business and ran that business from home where I was a seamstress. I made clothes. I made prom dresses for underprivileged females in high school, and I did, alterations, fully made clothes. That was a fully sustainable business for me, and it provided extra income for the family, not for myself, but for my family, and helping raising my kids. And that is something that I feel is an alternative. Use your skill. And
unfortunately,
okay. So in the second time when my son was born and he was until the age of 2, I was able to sit down and put words on paper, and I have yet to put that into actual publishing. So I have a book waiting to be put out. So there's that on the table. And right now, even though I'm working full time, I'm not a stay-at-home mom. I'm looking into starting another business and doing, like organic skincare, stuff like that. So those are all those respectable things.
So I actually had careers, I had side hustles doing all that, but
what are the top professions you feel most drawn to in a partner when considering someone to marry or date? What about those careers makes them especially appealing to you?
Is that a repeat?
What?
Is that a repeat?
It was from before.
We didn't answer it. I told them we'd come back to it. So what are the top professions you feel most drawn to in a partner when considering someone to date or marry? Go ahead.
Mine would be entrepreneurship, and specifically in social media, like social media marketing, basically social media presence.
What about you?
I think psychology is a great skill that I would value a lot. So like a therapist or anything that has a psychology degree.
You sure about that one?
Oh, what?
Okay. All right. Well,
I mean, money is good too, but
you want to date a therapist so you can tell them all your problems?
well, hopefully I'm like
so you can get like free therapy, basically?
Hopefully, well, I just think they're like more emotionally in tuned.
Are they?
Well, they should be.
Why is that?
Because if you're a therapist, I think you should have more skills than the average person.
Desiree, aren't you a therapist?
Yeah, and it's an odd thing because, to be honest with you, we get very almost calloused because we hear so many crazy things. So in a lot of ways, we start to almost lack empathy because we hear it over and over, the most horrific things. So that's why a lot of people think I'm literally like a narcissist or a psychopath or something.
You're a narcissist, bitch. So I know she's sitting right next to you,
yeah.
But like the way the camera angles work, just talk straight, keep your head straight into the mic. Go ahead.
Yeah, so it's not what people would think when you are in a clinical setting or in any sort of setting where people are coming and telling you like their deepest traumas or confessing to you things that they have done, especially after 10, 15, 20 years of that, as I did in church counseling and all this stuff. And now even in doing OnlyFans, a lot of my chats are people...
I'm sorry, I have to interrupt you. Psychology is a soft science. What a great use of 4 years to get a degree to be a receptionist. Desiree, on one hand, like, you don't need to quip every single time. Like sometimes you can just not equip. Like you're just throwing, like you have to add on after everything, every time somebody says something. You don't got to do that.
Okay.
Because this show will go way too long. If I have to go to her, then you have to say a statement. I go to her, you do a little quip. I go to her, you got to make a statement about it. I go to Morgan, you make a statement. Just keep it pertinent.
Okay.
You don't got to you've been talking for 30 minutes. You've talked more than she has and it's her thing.
Okay.
Just like...
It's just
let people
it's just
talk.
my autism. So when I'm
that's
passionate
cope.
about
that's
something,
cope. People who are autistic don't have to constantly be like, let me be the center of attention and add on to what everybody else is saying.
What it does is it triggers my autism. So if you can keep your autism under control so that I can keep my autism under control, that would be fantastic.
It also triggers my autism.
I told her to pinch me.
Triggers our autism. It triggers everybody's autism when you're being autistic. So you can just dial
My
that back a
autism
little
is going out of control right now. Okay. So you want to date a therapist? Cool. What about you?
Just don't be homeless.
Well, okay, so the question is, what are the top professions you feel most drawn to in a partner?
Drawn to? I haven't thought about that.
Are there any professions where you're like, oh, that would be kind of attractive, like if they're a doctor or a lawyer or something like that?
I think a therapist and a doctor I'd consider attractive. I never thought about that.
So a therapist,
I
you-
dated a homeless
okay.
guy. I never thought about that.
Okay. All right. What about you? Profession?
I don't think I have any. Like, I would date someone that does
Okay, so hold
what he
on.
likes. I don't know. Like, I don't feel. I don't.
Okay, so here, let me make this easy. So you're saying if I present to you two men who are about the same, treat you well, whatever, one of them's a doctor
I
and the
would
other
choose-
works at McDonald's,
I would
you're
choose
not
the
going to
doctor
have
one.
you're not going to have
Yeah.
even like a little preference towards the doctor?
But I
Okay.
don't have like one specific job. I mean,
Oh,
I did a guy that was a
Okay.
kite surf instructor. So like,
Morgan, anything for you? Football player?
Yeah, pro athlete.
Pro athlete, there you go, okay. NFL or NBA or what do we
Any, I don't know, NFL
Okay.
maybe. Yeah.
NFL, okay, all right. What about you?
I would either choose like a chef or a physicist, preferably quantum physics, or a scientist.
That's
really.
specific. Cool. Anything for you?
Given your example, I would obviously choose the doctor in your example given. But overall, I really don't give any thought. I would consider the McDonald's worker or the I'd never really considered that in the equation of considering a partner.
What about you?
Maybe like a lawyer.
Lawyer. Okay. What kind of lawyer? Maritime?
I'm not sure. It could be any.
Any lawyer. Okay. And then we had Hillary Epstein. Psychology is a soft science. What a grace use of 4 years to get a degree to be a receptionist. That's from Hillary Epstein. Thank you, Hillary Epstein. Appreciate that. Let's do some more reacts. Let's move it along. If you can pull it up, Austin.
Yep. What do you want to react to?
Well, just whichever one's already up.
Okay.
It should already be up. Is it F11?
Yep.
Okay. This is Jade. Wait, can you zoom it out a bit? It's like super zoomed. Okay. Oh, wait. Zoom it out more. Now, you might be wondering why I pulled this up. I noticed
Holy
you cropped
crap,
out
he
a
was
guy
ready
there
for
who's
it.
like blasted in tats.
It's my bodyguard.
Okay, he
Is your-
was
wait, you have a
ready for
bodyguard?
it.
Kind of. He's like my family member. so-
Oh, okay, related.
Yeah.
Okay. He's like, I thought it was like maybe a
Oh,
boyfriend
no,
or something,
he's
like
gay.
blasted.
No.
Oh, he's gay?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Oh, all right. Let's do the next one, Austin, if you can get the next one going. Okay, this is your TikTok. So we're going to react to some of the TikToks. So can you mouse wheel scroll, make it a little bigger?
Yeah.
Or it's, yeah, a little bigger? Too big? That's good. So this first one, I just want to know what it is about me. That this is your, I guess, most viral one. We're not going to play it. Don't worry. I just want to know what it is about me that makes guys reject me while other girls my age have had multiple boyfriends and talking stages.
Yeah.
So you're 24.
Yeah.
But I mean, you did have a boyfriend, the homeless
Yes.
guy.
He would see me like twice a month, so I don't know if I'd consider it a boyfriend, but he was my boyfriend.
And so kind of that video went viral.
Yeah.
But I'm sure you got like a lot of DMs from guys, right?
No, not really.
Not really?
No.
No? Okay.
A bunch of girls.
A bunch of girls. What did they say?
Yeah. Supportive things, some lesbian women.
Oh, some girls were like interested in you.
Yeah.
Can you pull it back up really, Austin? Mute the audio. Oh.
Should I play it?
No. So do you know how to mute the audio? There's a button at the top of the keyboard.
Oh, right.
Ooh, okay, just there's a sleep. Hold on, just be very careful. There's a sleep button at the top of the keyboard. Make sure you don't press that one. Okay. Okay, click it. Okay. Oh, at this point it's hopeless. We're not gonna play the audio. X out of it. Just X out. Okay. So it's hopeless. When did you post this?
I think back in June.
Okay, a couple months ago.
Yeah, June,
Okay.
July.
So you struggle with dating.
Yeah, but I think I kind of know the reason why, and it's not the theories in the comments. I think it has to do with my detransition. Like, I technically grew up my teenage years the way a boy would, so I don't know anything. I never experienced being a teenage girl, you know, how to navigate boys, and I'm experiencing that now. Like, I never dated. I just had the one boyfriend, and I only get men in a friendship context. Like, I don't know what's socially acceptable romantically, so. But, you know, I take it personally, and that's why in the video I'm comparing myself to the women around me. You know, they get approached, they talk about having rosters, and I just don't get it. But I think it has to do with my detransition.
Aren't you on? Oh, we also have your dating app profile too. You're on.
Yeah.
How long you been on the dating app for?
2 years.
2 years. And then you also have your social media presence, so I'm assuming
Okay,
you're getting
I
quite a
cannot
bit of,
jump.
I mean,
End of the story.
You're getting some attention.
I
right? Some DMs.
not jump.
I guess.
Shit.
Well, there's a differential here. So,
Okay.
are you not getting the attention from the type of men that you want and that you're attracted to?
People with anime profile pictures. Not real men, you know, like, or they live in different states. Unrealistic things like that.
Shit.
Okay. Pull it back up, the TikTok.
Mother.
Oh, yeah, it's fine.
I gotta pay for
One
that.
sec, guys. We're getting it in just a sec.
Can I say something or add something?
Just a sec. Scroll down a little bit. Okay, so the one on the far right here, women approaching men first is a 99% success rate. I'm pretty sure I've said this shit. So why do I keep getting rejected and ghosted? So I'm going to tie these two TikToks, these first two together a little bit. So let's explore this a little bit. First with the rejection, or well, going to the rejection one. How many guys have rejected you?
I don't know a number, but I think that was more so tied to the first date that I had. And after that, you know, approaching guys, I think I'm just too bold romantically. Like I said, I don't understand romantic use. I don't know what's socially acceptable.
Well, so did you approach the first guy that you went on a date on with?
Yes.
Okay, so how did you approach him?
Through Hinge.
Well, okay, so
we
you
dated.
matched, what?
We went on 2 dates.
And this is a guy from like 2 years ago, right
Yeah,
after you broke up with your 2-year
yeah,
boy.
right
Okay.
after.
So you approached him on Hinge. What does that mean?
I matched with him first. I liked him first.
Who sent the first message?
I did.
What did you say?
I forgot. I complimented him, and he asked me out on a date.
Okay. And have you done any approaches in person?
When going to clubs.
What?
It doesn't work out.
How often do you go out to clubs or bars?
Not often. You know, I went when I was traveling occasionally, very occasionally. I don't do it every weekend. I don't do it every month. It's occasional, but
You can
every
hide that.
time has
you should hide
failed.
that, Austin. The Discord, or I guess it's fine. Sorry, repeat yourself.
Occasionally. So I don't go out every weekend, not even every month, but every time it just hasn't worked out.
Well, I need to investigate this a little bit because women will say, like, I made eye contact with him, and that's like the female version of making a move. So I need you to be very specific when you say, like, you're making the move or you're approaching men. At bars and nightclubs, are you walking up to men and saying, hi, I'm Jade?
I guess not like saying hello, but trying to approach them,
So what do you mean? What do you mean?
like walking up to them.
So you are
Not-
approaching them?
In a way, yeah.
Are you
Motherfucker.
walking up and standing next to them without saying anything?
Making eye contact. I like eye contact.
So do you, okay, just be really clear with me.
Yeah.
Do you walk up and say something to them?
No.
So what do you do?
I've been told that that's not acceptable as a woman.
It's absolutely acceptable, but
That's
so tell me what
just
you
listening to
exactly
what I
do.
haven't caught up on.
But tell me, so okay, pull it back up, the TikTok. Okay, women approaching men first is a 99% success rate. So why do I keep getting rejected and ghosted? Okay. So aside from 2 years ago when you you matched with a guy, you sent the first like on the dating app, and you sent the first message.
Yes.
I mean, not really what
Well,
I
he
call
ghosted-
putting yourself out there.
He ghosted me after the 2 dates. Yeah. But that's
Okay,
also.
well, but you didn't really. I mean,
that also has to do with me DMing guys and then they lose interest over
so you
time.
DM guys.
Yeah. And they just ghost.
Here, let's role play. Pretend you're sliding into my DMs. Go ahead.
I don't know. Hey, cutie.
Is that
Winky
that's your
face.
go-to?
Yeah, I guess.
Winky face. I'd be like,
I should give her some material, Brian.
not your turn. So just hey cutie, that's your go-to. How many times have you sent that out? Just curious.
I'm just at the top of my head. I don't know.
Just curious. I'll do the role play, but just curious.
Or-
Are you sending this, like, who are you sliding into the DMs of? Like just random?
From Hinge or.
Oh, from Hinge.
Yeah.
Oh, damn. That's extra.
And they talk for a bit and then they just.
Like, so would you say I saw you on Hinge?
Yeah.
And then, okay. Okay. So the context there is, it's not like you're sliding. Have you slid into the DMs of like someone famous or something?
They've been in my DMs, but no, I don't.
Famous guys have DM'd you?
Yeah, but I don't
But
like famous.
what kind of musicians?
Like actors.
Can you say? Are you down to say?
No.
Did you flirt with them or have any back and forth
I
or
just
anything?
I don't want somebody with that type of
I have
platform.
this.
I like.
I mean, aren't you a content creator?
I mean,
streamer?
not straight up actor.
Famous, like A-list actor,
No, like
B, D, C?
something you would see on a TV show.
like Hallmark movie type shit.
No, just a TV show.
Like a good TV show or like a shitty TV show?
Like good.
Like this shit's gonna get canceled next
It's
season.
yeah,
TV show.
yeah.
Okay. Okay, so you don't want to date somebody in the entertainment industry?
Not right now, no.
Okay,
Not
so
interested.
so you don't really approach men then. In your TikTok, you say you do though, kind of.
Kind of.
And you also say like you struggle with dating, yet these super successful, I assume attractive men have slid into your DMs, but you reject them.
More so, it just doesn't work out. Like I just
What do you mean?
don't.
You said you reject them.
Mother!
I reject them.
Didn't you say that the guys these famous guys or whatever who DM you, you
Yeah.
reject them?
Well, there was one that was just inappropriate, so
Okay.
I'm not into that. I
Sure.
didn't like that, so I ghosted him because I'm not dirty. The other one, he ghosted, and I think it's just because we didn't get along. Like we just weren't vibing. So yeah, I see why he ghosted. And there was another one that ghosted. Same situation. We just weren't matching well.
I'm going to read this really quick. Honestly, different make style many men would be into you, IMO. At what point do you tell them you're a switch is the real question. If early on seems like it will make them leave, how do you do that? Well, she's not trans,
I'm not trans.
right?
No.
Like, you're born female,
I can give birth. I just got off my cycle. I'm not sure I can say that.
like your period?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you can talk about that
Oh,
if you
okay.
want, I guess.
I just got off my period. I'm female.
Okay. Thank you for sharing. Any other girls want to share your current status?
I'm like, I have like the same luck, I feel like. I mean, maybe.
Bro, you just smashed like 2 dudes in like a week ago.
Yeah, but,
What are you talking about?
well, that was like me being impulsive and not calculated and like trying to, you know, really.
What do you
Pin
mean?
'em down.
Wait. When you say calculated, what do you mean?
Well, it was like, it was impulsive. I was like, I want to go do something. I'm feeling very confident right now.
You were ovulating, probably.
I might have been.
We get so crazy. An ovulating female is not her normal
true.
self.
Can we show? You got to show
I'm just
Andrew.
saying, it's a thing.
Wait,
I also feel like in this day and age, I think men more like, I feel like men want us to start chasing them. I guess because they're tired of being constantly rejected.
I
or,
think they want a sabbatical from their traditional like hunter role.
I
models,
experienced-
that's
you know?
what I'm thinking too. Like,
And I think there's like these almost alpha females rising up in the
Right.
culture to be like, sure, I'll hunt you.
because I kind of do have the same problem too.
I'm kind of a hunter.
no. Stop. Go ahead.
I kind of do have the same problem too, especially the height seems a little intimidating to me.
How tall are you?
I'm 6'5", 6'4", 6'5".
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Can you stand up real quick?
Yeah.
Or, damn.
Get it, girl. Get it, girl. NBA. You need a basketball. Maybe you need a basketball guy. No.
I'm 5'9". No.
Morgan, how tall are you? 5'4". Okay, let's do that. Why don't you both stand up? Well, the real Slim Shady, please stand up. Okay, so 6'5". All right, there you go. Okay, that could be a little tough. But wait, didn't you want a house husband? So you're fine with the roles being switched?
With the roles being switched. Sorry. I'm perfectly fine with the roles being switched. Unfortunately, I'm still trying to work up the courage. Muster up the courage to start like approaching men and
Right.
talking to them because you are kind of right. The little look and stares that we think is our form of flirting, or at least I do.
Yeah.
So
So have you approached a guy in the club?
No, not the way you're describing it.
bro.
I think I have the opposite problem is I'm so masculine when it comes to love. I like chasing and I like initiating
Okay.
and I guess guys just don't like that and
Well, hey, I got to ask you. So you said earlier, I was kind of taking notes as you were going, that you thought that some of this had to do with the detransition.
Yeah.
But I wanted to make sure that I got some of the numbers straight here. If I remember earlier in the conversation, you can correct me if I'm wrong. You said that you didn't actually begin the transition until you're 18, right?
yeah, around my 18th
you're-
birthday.
Yeah, and you're only 24. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay, and you only took hormones, right?
Yes, no surgeries.
Okay. And for how long did that occur?
About 3 years.
3 years. Okay. So from 18 to roughly 22.
20. I
20,
stopped.
So 2 years. 2 years.
No, 3. I was turning 21, so
Okay, gotcha. And you had just turned 18.
yeah.
Okay, I see. And so, why do you think it's the detransition? Like, I don't even think anybody would ever know that unless you told them, right?
No, it has nothing to do with like the health issues or like the voice. I think it has to do socially. Like when I was detransitioning, my mom and sister were catching me up on little things like don't do your mascara in the car, and I didn't have that. I don't understand. I'm basically a teenage girl right now. I don't understand boys.
What?
I don't understand.
Yeah, but I mean, you remained in the gender role of a woman until you were 17 years old. I mean, it's not like the social cues weren't there for you to see for those 17 years, right?
No, so socially, I transitioned when I was 11, and then I took hormones at 18. So socially, I was that way since I was 11. And
Okay,
I
so
was
you lived
never-
as a boy since you were 11?
Yeah.
Okay, now that makes more sense. So,
Boy, you can't be a boy as a female.
yeah, I understand. I'm just using the language of the left. So when we're
Yeah.
talking about like the idea of the constructive gender or whatever,
Yeah.
you lived your gender as a boy, right?
Yeah.
Okay. from age 11 until age 18. Well, actually, till age 21, almost, or 21.
Almost
right?
21, yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, well that's a whole different story. So was that reinforced by your parents, or?
No, not at all. I think it was my social setting that groomed me into that.
Your parents didn't like it?
No, but I mean, they couldn't fight me on it because they were guilted by a psychologist and socially.
I see. Okay. So essentially, right now you're trying to. So I mean, I don't understand. What was when you were in high school? Then, were you trying to have a boy experience, or were you still treated like a girl in high school?
I was treated like a boy because it was a very liberal school. It was an art school, so I
Gotcha.
didn't really hang around the girls. I don't get it. I still don't have girlfriends.
Well, I mean, neither do most women, so don't feel bad about that.
Yeah.
Maureen, can you read that on screen?
Yeah. Girl in blue, sorry transitioning that young. I have to ask, do you think you were mature enough to transition? Desiree, reading your book, should read traditional woman, Jen Harrison. Yeah.
Wait, did it say
He asked you.
if I was mature enough?
Yeah, do you think you were mature enough?
No, not at all. I was a kid. You're still a kid at 18. You're still a kid at 17. No, I was completely neglected medically. I did not have dysphoria. I had body dysmorphia. I was bullied by girls about my body. How I looked. It was
Eating
just
disorder?
medical neglect. Yeah, I had a binge eating disorder.
Yeah.
All right, Hillary Epstein, thank you. And then this one must have came in, but the audio was muted, I guess. So I'll just let it come through.
Graffito Tact donated $200. Hey guys, here's $200 to let you know Andrew is over on his stream trying to talk to you, but apparently you've muted him.
Audio.
Double check that ish.
Yeah, we're a couple hang-ups. The audio got muted. Wait, let me check that really quick. I'm going to have to fix that too. Okay, so let me see where we were here. Can you pull back up the window tab with the TikTok? Okay. Actually, just put in the let's do window tab. Okay. So women approaching men first is a 99% success rate. So why do I keep getting rejecting ghosts? But you're not approaching. So okay, we've established this. You're not
Sliding
approaching.
into the DMs is not approaching.
Nah, not really. Not really. I mean, it's initiating.
Yeah.
It's not approaching though. But you said you would try to like go to the club and just like be standing there like looking at the dude, or?
I did approach a guy actually in Europe, but I guess he had a girlfriend. I don't. No, I mean he didn't tell me he did. Just gave me his Instagram, acted like he was single, but he wasn't.
Right.
So.
Have any of the men told you why, when it comes to like the rejection and ghosting?
No, my first date that I ever had.
change
Well,
this.
I kind of have an answer to it. He came across as a guy that was traditional, looking for a girlfriend, wanting to take me out on 3 dates, and I got the impression that that's where it was going. And once he slept with me, he ghosted. And I didn't understand why. For the past 2 years, I thought that there was something wrong with me. I thought that he was just on an endless search for the perfect girlfriend, but he just told me that he wasn't ready for a relationship, just out of the blue.
Wait, let me look at the timeline here. So this is the guy who you dated right after the breakup of your 2-year
Yeah.
relationship, and you said you went on 2 dates with him. Okay, and then 2 dates, and then you hook up have sex on the second date.
Yes.
Shit.
Okay, and then that was
No explanation up until now.
Oh wait, you're still in touch with him?
Not in touch, but
Wait, but this was 2 years ago.
I guess technically.
What do you mean no explanation until now?
I don't know why he just decided to reach out to me. He wanted something casual, and I told him that I didn't mean to give him that impression because I actually liked him. And honestly, I didn't get that impression. If that's what he wanted, I wouldn't have slept with him. I got the impression that he was taking me seriously, that he actually liked me, that he was a traditional man. So he just hit me up for something casual, and that's when I
Recently?
realized, yeah.
And
literally
that's
a few
that's when
days
you
ago,
realized.
that I was just used. He didn't communicate to me that I guess he was using me. I wouldn't have slept with him.
So did you
I
have an
actually
overt
liked him.
conversation about expectations? Originally?
Somewhat, yeah, he came across that way. He was like, I forgot, something about I can introduce you to my guy friends as my girlfriend, that, like little things like that would indicate. And talking about taking me on 3 taking me out on 3 dates, making me his girlfriend.
Technically, yeah.
And
so,
he just comes off as a traditional guy on his Hinge profile.
Right. So
of course, it's the impression I got.
okay. And so would this have been better or worse if you guys had dated for 3 months and then he broke up with you? Which would you have
Worse.
preferred? Worse if what?
If we dated for longer.
For longer and then he ended
Yeah.
it. Well, I mean, so at what point,
I just-
like, do you think he was in the wrong for what he did? For not wanting to keep
I
seeing
don't
you?
personally, no, not. I think the miscommunication is wrong. Like, you should have told me. I want something casual, not give the impression that you're taking me out on a date to get to know me because you want a girlfriend.
So he did say that.
So, yeah, somewhat indicated on his profile, would say little things like that throughout the date.
Wait, he said it on his profile or he said it to you?
His profile gives off that impression, yeah. You know how on Hinge it's like
I
looking
need you
for
to try to be a
long-term-
little more like.
It's been so long. It's like, you know, on Hinge it's like looking for long-term relationship.
But do you see how things are starting to shift here? So initially you said he told you these things, but now
Not
it's
told
he
me,
had
but
on his.
would say
He said on his dating app. So on a dating app, you can say, I'm looking for this. And
Yeah.
you could say, I'm looking for short term, I'm looking for
Long-term,
long term.
yeah,
Some people
yeah,
put
yeah.
both.
Yeah, it said long-term.
It
from
said
what I
long term.
remember, yes.
Right.
I would
Well, does that
not
bind
have-
him to date you in perpetuity? If he goes on one date
No.
with you or sleeps with you, is he bound to continue seeing you?
No, of course not. I just didn't like the miscommunication because I wouldn't have gone out with someone if they were just looking for something casual.
Well, I don't know if there's actually any sort of contradiction here in terms. So perhaps on his dating profile it said looking for long term, but he has no qualms with sleeping with someone early on. And
Right.
could there have been? Is there anything that you could have done to contribute to him not wanting to see you again?
No, personally, I enjoyed the date. I guess.
Were there
he
any
just-
sexual hangups that occurred or anything?
What do you mean?
Well, for
Oh.
example, if I otherwise really liked a girl and she started crying
Oh, no.
during sex, even if I was previously inclined to have a long-term relationship with her, like I would have alarm bells going off in my head, like, yeah, there's something wrong here.
No.
I don't feel comfortable anymore. So did something
No, not at all.
occur
No, I guess.
during, after?
No, I guess he just confirmed to me that it was casual the
Okay.
whole time, and it kind of broke my heart because that's
Sure.
not how I saw it.
Wait, it broke your heart? Were you
Well,
in
it
love?
hurt. No, it just hurt. Like I don't.
Sure.
I don't want to be used, and the fact that I had just gotten out of a relationship,
Mm-hmm.
and you know that the intimacy in that was not necessarily
Mm-hmm.
romantic. It just
Hmm.
it felt bad to hear that his intentions weren't what
Hmm.
I thought.
Well, I don't know all the details of it. Perhaps you were misled. As for your comments about like it's social taboo to like
Yeah.
flirt or hit on a guy, I actually don't think it's the case at all. I think most men would actually invite. Look, we don't want you to like come up to us and be like, "Want to fuck?"
Oh, no.
Although I suppose some men would be okay. I personally would find that a little bit too much. But like you can be taking the initiative and still do so in a fairly feminine way. That's not going to be off-putting to a man. And so, me personally, like if a girl like slides into my DMs and is direct in the sense that, because some girls will like slide into the DMs and be like, ask me, oh, like can I be on the show? But then they're like trying to actually,
Yeah.
oh, actually I don't want to be on the show. I just want to like meet you or whatever. Like it's just like you can just be like, hey, I'm interested. Like
I
at
think-
least for me, I have no objections to a girl.
I think physically I'm very bold, and I might come across as that I don't want something genuine. You know, I guess it could come off as desperate or
Mm-hmm.
sexual.
Or overly confident. Or I get a lot
Yeah,
of
but
times
that's-
that they almost think that we're like trolling them or like we're not that
Yeah,
serious.
Or they like you just want to hook up.
Yeah, something
But
like
that's-
that. Yeah.
Those aren't my intentions. I'm just very romantic and bold, and I like to initiate. And if I come across that way and they don't like it, I guess I don't like that I have to be sitting there hoping that he's gonna kiss me, hoping that he'll hold my hand, hoping that he'll initiate something. I'm just not like that. But it could come across as wrong, and I hate it because I don't just want to sit there and hope that he does
Well,
something.
with this guy, did you initiate the first kiss?
I don't remember. I guess, yeah, I leaned in and he followed, yeah. The most recent, I initiated it, but
Okay,
yeah, and then
all right.
following that, I initiated everything with both.
Are guys just like,
dates.
actually, I want to open up to the whole panel, those of you who've had some recent dating experience. Are guys like scared to make the first move? Like,
Yeah.
what's going
Yes.
on? Is that,
Yes, I believe they are, especially this generation.
and when I say first move, like going in for the kiss or moving things forward sexually?
Yes, and
Yeah.
maybe it's because of the whole like Me Too movement, or I don't know. I think gender roles are really starting to switch and change up, especially since sexuality and gender is very fluid now.
Right. Morgan?
What?
Any experience on that? Like, guys, are they scared to go for the first kiss?
I don't think really scared. No, I don't.
Oh.
I'm not.
I never had
No issue with that? Any issues?
Not making the first move, but if I am like kind of like bold and I'm like trying to push things forward, I feel like it's not really well received. It's kind of like off-putting to them. They're like, oh.
Well, could they just, like, are they just not into you at all?
That's possible.
Well, hold on. These are two different things. Graffito tags, a lot of guys who are normally monogamous may take advantage of a girl who naively puts too much trust in him and has sex too early. They'll rationalize that for once. They get to be the blank. What is that? Sloot, I'm assuming? Yes, Sloot. Shaking my head. Yo, Graffito tag, thank you for the TTS. Really appreciate it, man. Thank you.
I have no problem with initiating. That's
Yeah.
what I prefer. I am also feminine, and I do like them to initiate, but I'm very romantic. I like to be bold, and like you said, it's just not received well.
Right. Well, so you're saying you have gone in, but like, do they actually kiss you, or is it like no?
Oh, well, I don't know. I'm not physically initiating. I'm like,
Oh.
like if I am like really like, I have a tendency, I guess, to be a little too communicate. Like I will kind of get obsessed with people. So I text too much. I feel like, and I feel like
Text too early. You
yeah.
have to text after 1 hour,
Like, I
or they'll be
expect-
freaked out.
I like when a girl sims, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm like that. I'm like I will just get really obsessed with people.
Wait, hold on. Okay, so we're talking about like going in for the kiss.
No, not like
Well, that's
that.
what we were talking about.
Well, I thought I was just talking about I'm bold. Like
Okay, how are you bold? Tell us how you're bold.
well, I was like pursuing a guy for a really long time. It was like the first guy I ever like tried to pursue. I had never been in a relationship, and I like kept like he was just talking to me because he probably enjoyed like the attention, but he did not want like anything to do with me. Like he didn't want to date me. He was like he would be like talking to
Validation.
me and stuff, but like he made it clear he didn't want to date me. But I just like kept like talking to him as like sending him reels or whatever, and he would talk back, and because I like was hoping, I got like friend zoned basically.
So when you say you're like too much,
Oh, well, also like when I first meet a guy, I feel like I talk a lot and I'm kind of opinionated. It's probably that, like, I'm very opinionated, I feel like.
Hold on. So you said that like you do too much.
Yeah, I feel like I am too passionate.
So you
like,
said this guy friend zoned you. So you shot your shot?
Yeah.
How did you do it?
I said, like, I DM'd him. He was, like, in my history class, and I DM'd him, like, pretty early on in the school year. I didn't know anyone.
Okay.
And just, like,
What did you say?
I don't think I was very subtle. I mean, I definitely, like, told him straight up. I can't remember what I said, but it was, like, I maybe said, like, you're cute or something.
Okay.
Or maybe I, like, directly, like, asked him to, like, hang out.
And what did he say?
He said he's not like dating, and then he got a girlfriend like later.
Okay.
On in the year,
But can I say something? Like, I think that this is the thing with men. Like, if they like you, they say yes. If they don't, they say no.
Yeah.
Whatever the reason is, there is no reason.
I think they
It's
try to be
just-
polite maybe about
yeah,
it,
they
and
try,
that's why they
like,
either kind of ghost
if I have
or...
to say no, I say, oh no, I'm not in the situation. But if I meet someone that I like, I go on a date. Like, I think it's just normal. I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like in today's atmosphere, to answer your question, Brian, our guys just taking a step back, etc. In that regard, I feel like it has a lot to do with the atmosphere surrounding feminism and where it's gone over the last 50 years. How women are stepping up and they want, like I said before, taking on more of those masculine roles. Men are taking a step back and women are stepping up. And also it has to do with the mixed signals females are giving.
Is Andrew muted? Andrew, are you muted? Can you talk?
No. Yeah, I'm good.
Oh, okay. For some people are telling me you were muted, but
I was earlier in the show.
Oh,
That's
okay.
what they were
I'm not sure what happened there. So okay, going back to you, Jade. You said remembering the time I went viral for getting done so horrendously bad. Maybe this is
that was the story. Yeah, it went viral.
which guy is this about?
My ex-boyfriend. So
Oh, the homeless guy who 15K. Okay, we talked about
I
that.
had to delete it because of the girl's privacy, but it was a video of me catching him cheating. So I found her profile, and I just filmed myself, and I think the caption was like, just found out my ex was living a double life, and I have his name tatted on me, and it just
Wait,
blew up.
You have.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. This is new. You have
Yeah.
his name tatted on you. Where?
On my arm.
Can you show it to the camera? What's the name? What name is that?
Malachi.
hold on. Just to be clear, just Malachi?
Did he hang out in cornfields by chance?
He was actually
Bro, you
named
gave 15K
Malachi because
to an
of
Amish guy, bro? What?
he was actually named Malachi because of Children of the Corn because he looks like him.
That's what I was referencing was Children of the Corn, Brian.
That's actually why he was named that.
You should just put like a corn stalk by
No,
it.
it's getting
That's
removed.
crazy.
I need like 7 more sessions left. But
I mean, was it any solace to you that I think in the movie Malachi dies like a horrible death? I think he gets like ripped apart by demons in the movie. So like, is that any solace to you at all?
I mean,
It's an omen.
yeah. He already is dealing with a horrible fate, so.
How long were you guys dating? A year, did you say?
Almost 2.
How soon, like, did you get his name tatted?
At the end of the first year.
Did he get your name?
No, he was going to. It was not out of love, it was out of survival. That's why I don't have any shame. And also, it's going to be gone. I'm getting it lasered. But
What
it
the
was not out of love. He was abusive. And I felt like if I didn't do what he said, he would leave or do something terrible. So,
Damn. Malachi.
so that's the video that went viral. And
But it's not, it was on TikTok?
Yeah.
How many views did it get?
about the same as this most
Like 4
recent
mil?
one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Austin, can you back up the window tab and the TikToks? There's just a few more. Oh, you gotta hide that. Can't show that. There's, scroll down a little bit. Scroll down if you can. There's another one I wanted to, how much, yeah, stop there. How much aura did I lose when I bought a bouquet of sunflowers for my ex-boyfriend because I used to call him my sunflower? Kind of wholesome, but only to find out that he gave that bouquet to the girl he was cheating with. Till this day, I've never received flowers from a guy. Damn.
¿Qué? Carajo. Pude haber ganado. I
That's
could
the
have
guy.
won that
Yeah.
shit.
The 2-year guy.
Yeah. and
Sunflower. Damn.
She posted a picture of him with the bouquet, and she was like, "Oh, he's so romantic."
Damn.
That's nice.
15K. He spent it on this chick. Got him a flower.
Please more,
Never received flowers to this day.
Oh shit.
Never. But come on, I'm sure like after a girl posts some shit like that, aren't there gonna be a bunch of like simps in the DM like, oh, I'll get you flowers?
As I said, anime PFPs or
Doesn't count.
guys that
Okay.
live across the world.
Do we have more reacts? What's the next tab over? Is it tweets? We got tweets?
We have a picture of my husband taking his fly home from hunting.
Oh, we'll get to the tweets later then. Yeah, we'll just do that one. Okay, ladies, what do you think about this? And Andrew, what do you think about this? So, Morgan, can you read this one? Or actually, Anissa, can you read what this says?
My husband is making us fly home from our honeymoon after one day because he found out I sent my ex a simple goodbye text on the morning of our wedding. It was a goodbye text for goodness sake, not an I will always love you text, not a drop everything and meet me at the altar text. I need to say goodbye to have closure on the unmarried part of my life. Please tell me my sensitive, nostalgic girlies understand.
Your guys' reaction to that. Is that cool for her wedding day, whatever?
No. I don't think it was
Sending a
appropriate.
goodbye text.
I think
to-
she should have taken care of that like the night she got engaged or something, not like.
That should have been way before
Yeah,
she even
way
got that
before.
committed in a
Too-
relationship.
yeah, bad timing.
Unbelievable.
It's very disrespectful.
Unbelievable.
Distasteful.
Very rude. Okay, next thing.
Is the bowling drove her to escape girlhood?
Sorry, what is it?
Bowling drove her to escape girlhood. It's an independent women's forum, correct?
Bowling. Wait, what?
Should we go to the next one? Bowling drove her to escape girlhood. When Jake Martin done hiding. Is that article?
Oh, the article for Jade?
Yeah.
Nah, I mean, she kind of already explained like all the detransition stuff. So you can X out that one. What's the next one? We got some tweets from Jade, some spicy takes. Every time I hear "boys will be boys," my heart shatters with a little. Actually, Jade, can you read that first one? I'll just have you read it.
I think it goes longer than that. Show more.
It's a. Okay.
Every time I hear "boys will be boys," my heart shatters for the little girl in me that once believed men were going to be princes when I grew up. Every time. It's a short and simple saying, too short, as if there's a deafening silence that finishes a sentence instead of a period. There's an unspoken discussion that should precede it, but there never is. It's dismissive. You can't argue against the phrase once it's spoken. I feel helpless when I hear it.
And then can you go back because there's more?
Back to.
Like just
Here.
back. Yeah. And then scroll down. Yeah. Most people don't tolerate that. Yeah, actually, everyone does tolerate man whores and men being promiscuous. So women grew up believing they would get princes.
I did.
You did. But like, do you think?
Because of my dad and how my brothers were raised.
Yeah.
And I was a sheltered kid, so
Mhm.
it was very shocking to me to see how boys, how they were actually like and not like my dad.
But so that you wrote that August 5th of 2024. Because sometimes we bring up tweets and people be like, well, it was a year ago, 2 years ago, it doesn't count, whatever. But like, and I'm not saying this to attack you or insult you, but like, so you want guys to be princes. But like, if you're looking at the value proposition here, So you willingly were in a relationship with a guy who was abusive. You spent $15,000 on him. He was homeless. You still have his name tattooed on you.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying this to attack you, but like looking at all these things from a guy's perspective, it's like, how am I supposed to give a girl the princess treatment? She's got a tattoo of a dude who treated her like shit on her.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm not saying that to be mean. I'm just saying like, if I can't give a girl first off, I don't do that to begin with. I can't give a girl the princess treatment if she has a mark on her with another man's name. Like, and I'm sure the guy was a jerk. I'm not trying to downplay that.
Yeah.
But it's like, in order for you to receive princess treatment, like, don't you have to be a princess? And I'm not trying to insult you, but it's like looking at it from an outside perspective. It's like, are you a princess?
Well, I think if you don't love me enough to wait a few months for my tattoo to disappear, then okay, that's fine, but it's not permanent. And I was so young. I think that because I was so sheltered and didn't realize that's how guys were, that's why I got taken advantage of, because I grew up in that environment where my dad was very respectful. Like, I didn't understand red flags. I didn't understand that guys just weren't kind and that he was taking advantage of me.
But when you first met him, did you know he was homeless? I'm assuming.
Yeah, I mean, he was working as a truck driver, and that's how he lived.
How old was he?
27.
And how old were you?
I was 20.
What initially drew you to him? I mean, was he really physically attractive?
He was very charismatic and, yes, attractive.
Blasted in tattoos?
He had some tattoos.
Some tattoos.
Yeah. But I don't think my value is diminished by what someone else inflicted on me. I mean, it's in the past. I'm sure we've all had people that have hurt us in some way. I don't think that's a reflection of how I am capable of loving you, or, I mean, it was years ago. I'm not the same girl.
Well, I mean, I guess my angle here is, like, me personally, like, not to say that people can't be redeemed and people make mistakes. I've made mistakes when it comes to dating, but it does, like, kind of call into, what's that?
I don't think I need to redeem myself for being abused, essentially. I mean, this tattoo wasn't.
It's more like a branding. It's more like a branding for a slave.
If I didn't do it, what would have happened to me? I know my reasoning.
Don't you have strong male family members?
Yes, but it was very.
Didn't you say you had a bodyguard too? Or was that more joking?
He did not live around me at the time. I did not know him at the time.
Wait, when you say you were abused, wait, like the cheating?
No.
Or were there other things?
Other things.
It's called narcissistic abuse. So they essentially isolate you slowly over time from your social, like.
Oh, come on, narcissistic abuse.
That's what it's called. And they take you,
such fucking
they take you
bullshit.
systematically through like a textbook process of isolating you from your family, your friends, disorienting you. They do love bombing. Then they slowly taper off their love. And essentially, that's why I'm weird the way I am, because I was raised like that too.
I mean, it was.
Yeah, I'm not really sure that you have enough information here to make a diagnosis about narcissistic abuse. Just to be like perfectly blunt, we're still kind of getting through the story, right? But just like instantly narcissistic abuse. Does it always, with you, Desiree, does it always revolve around just narcissism? Just anytime bad thing happen to a girl, it's because the guy's a narcissist every single time? Or could it be that there are some women in this world who just fucking suck? Could that also be true?
Yeah, I was raised by a few of them.
Yeah.
But I guess going back to the original point is, like, this is a message that you put out on Twitter like a couple days ago, or well, a month ago about.
Yeah.
And you're talking about, you had this expectation that men are princes, men should be princes, but it's like,
I mean, I didn't.
maybe you were a princess before that happened or whatever, but it's just like, I'm not trying to insult you, but it's like, I meet a girl and she's got a tattoo of another dude's name. Like, what Disney story is like the princess?
I mean, I'm not saying I'm expecting that.
Isn't that what you're?
No, I'm saying that I expected previous to him that's what I expected.
That's how
Can
she
I
got
say
in the
something?
toxic relationship, because that's what she expected.
Can I say something? So,
Wait, no, hold on. Okay, actually, I'll just ignore that. Go ahead.
so first of all, I think that you should expect it. Like, you should expect to meet someone that treats you like a princess, whatever happened to you before. Like, no matter. Doesn't matter, because if you are in a relationship and you get tricked, like I don't know, fuck with your head or whatever, and you don't even like see what you're doing, and you feel ashamed of what you did because maybe you now regret that one. I don't know, whatever. It doesn't matter. Like it happened, and you move on, and then you find your person. That's it. Like it's not. I don't think it's something that like she didn't behave like a princess. It's not that. I don't think it is. Thank you.
Well, so are all women deserving of princess treatment?
I think that you have to find your person, and you have to find someone that treats you well, like you treats him.
Yeah, she should be treated well, but like.
I didn't say I
I
expected.
don't know what you mean about like princess. Like I don't know what you mean like the.
I didn't mean to say that I expected princess treatment at all. It was more so me saying, I grew up on Disney movies, and my dad, I can't believe this is how guys are. I didn't say I expected that.
They're not all like this. Like I can swear that. Like I never been in a relationship like this. They're not all like this.
Wait, how long into the relationship did you, like how far into the relationship did you?
1 year.
1 year. Did the abuse start prior to that?
No.
Wait, so the relationship was good for a year?
No. At that point, that's when it was like survival mode.
Wait, I'm a little confused here. You said the abuse didn't start until later in the relationship.
Yeah, so like a few months. And at the year mark, that's when I got it. At that point, it was bad. That was the worst.
Wait, the relationship was terrible. And then he grabbed your arm, walked you into the tattoo shop, and said, get the fucking tattoo.
No, but he was.
How did it go?
It was after an argument, and he had been telling me to get it, and.
Who started the argument?
He was always arguing with me. I don't argue in relationships. I don't yell back. It was more so him yelling at me and me just sitting there and taking it.
So you said you got the tattoo for survival?
Yeah, that was my mentality.
He was threatening to harm you if you did not get the tattoo?
It was more so like it had gone to the point where anything that I didn't do, it had repercussions. I mean, even if I was not bubbly, if I even showed a single hint of sadness, he would get aggressive. So at that point, it was like anything he said, I will do. It was...
Because you're constantly walking on eggshells, so you don't really know how they're going to react. You just know they might throw something because I'm not wearing the right dress today or anything, and you can get seriously injured. So that's the best way I can describe it, is you're always in this hypervigilant state of like any wrong move and you're done.
So did he go with you to get the tattoo?
No, I went.
You were probably trying to get back on his good graces.
Yeah, exactly. It was
feeling,
after the worst.
You thought you were in love with him?
I mean,
yeah.
You have to understand, they don't start out this way. They start out like love bombing, doing all the right things, saying all the right things, giving you attention. And if she was lacking some of those red flag, measures,
look,
she wouldn't have known.
I will be charitable and say this was her first boyfriend. There was some degree of naivete, but I mean, the guy was homeless, right? When you met him.
Yeah, well...
I mean, this is not a... This is not...
I mean, he was living out of his truck, yeah, but eventually...
When you say truck, like his pickup truck, or he had a...
He was a truck driver.
Okay.
I mean, he made good money, but he didn't have anywhere to stay, so...
Did he live with you?
No.
Did you guys ever live together?
No.
Okay. Would he disagree with like how you're characterizing all this? Would he disagree, or would be like, or would he say, yeah, I was a piece of shit, I was abusive?
No, he actually did come back and try to win me over, and we talked about everything that happened, and he did try to redeem himself, but the second that he got aggressive, I ghosted him, so.
Wait, when he tried to come back into the picture?
Yeah.
Okay. Huh. I see. Huh. Let's pull the tweet back up. Can you pull it up?
Motherfucker.
Wait. Men were going to be princes when I grew up. Every time, yeah. All right, let's do the next tweet. Can you read this one?
I was not meant to be born a woman. I'm a giver, not a receiver. I hate my entire anatomy being the receiver. I want the power of deciding when to have children. I want the power of loving like a man. I want the power of picking when to get married. I hate being a woman. Forced to wait and hope and dream while men decide when to love. They decide whether or not they want to be your boyfriend. While I sit there, shit out of luck, hoping to be noticed. I hate being a woman. I was right about wanting to be a boy. My heart is so masculine. I don't know how it fits into this body.
Pull it up one more time. I'm sorry, I got to reference a couple things here. Okay, so just keep it pulled up, actually. So You're a giver, so like you like to peg guys? Is that what have you pegged a dude?
No.
Okay, just checking. You hate your entire anatomy being the receiver.
Yes.
Wait, so do you have like sexual hangups on this front?
No, it's not in that way at all.
Like you don't like sex, or?
No, it's not in a sexual way at all. It's more so relationship dynamics.
I totally get what you're saying, and actually that goes along with Carl Jung's theory of he theorized that every female body system had a male soul and vice versa.
All right, pull it back up, please.
And I
All
think
right.
Masculine, you could say masculine and feminine. It's
Okay.
an energy thing.
the reason this whole idea of a gendered soul, I think that's what drew me to that.
Let me just read these line by line and we'll go through it. You want the power of deciding when to have children. But is it, I mean, so women hold all the power on that front. So I'm a
Men
little
give you
confused
the
there.
children.
What's that?
Men give you the children, in my opinion.
Well, I mean, you need a man to have children, but like,
yes,
you have, okay, as a woman, you could go out with the intention of getting a sperm donor, like this lady over here. You could go like on a tear, just to have a bunch of one-night stands and get knocked up. As a man, it's a little more difficult to like, I want to have, like, you could tonight or the next month. I don't know, it depends on your cycle, whatever the fuck. You could get pregnant this month if you wanted to.
I guess.
Like, do you think as a guy, I could be like, yo, I'm trying to like get a bitch pregnant that's gonna like have the kid?
Oh, these
Like, it's a
narcissistic
little
ones will.
harder,
They'll get
bro.
you pregnant. That was probably his next
Damn,
move.
okay, just let her talk, please. So I'm a little confused here. Like, women have all the power when it comes to this.
I mean, that was written emotionally. I was
Okay.
just frustrated.
Okay. All right. The power of love. So, what, okay, the next line, I want the power of loving like a man. What does that mean?
Being the initiator. You know, when you go out on dates, it's them who decides, do I want her as my girlfriend? It's not you. Like, do I want to chase her? Do I want to take her out again?
Well, this is kind of a mutual thing, right?
It can
Like,
be
I've been
mutual,
on
yeah.
plenty. I've been on plenty of first dates where I wanted to continue seeing the girl,
Yeah.
and she wasn't feeling it. So it's not like
It's
this weird
situational,
thing
yeah.
where, like, as a guy, every single girl you go on a first date with, you get to make the determining factor of she's going to be my girlfriend.
Yeah. It's situational.
Maybe it's a little lack of experience too. If you're kind of just starting to get out there and
Yeah.
date, and you had that one bad experience that took up a lot of time, plus the healing from that. I mean,
Okay, let's pull it back up.
it's like a 5-year
Hey,
process.
woman, I want the power of picking when to get married. Forced to wait and hope and dream while men decide when to love. So who's forcing you to not approach guys at the club?
I guess that goes back to me wanting to chase and being the more dominant one, and
But you, by
It's
your
just
own
not
admission,
socially
you
acceptable.
don't. How's it not socially acceptable?
apparently, I don't know. I'm just following
She
what
just hasn't been able to find mates, so she's just assuming that what she's doing isn't working.
I'm just following what the women around me.
Do you think if you go to a nightclub and you go up to a guy,
Follow it.
if you go out to a nightclub and you go up to a guy who you think is attractive, which you admit to have never done, and you just
one time, but
say,
not at the club.
hey, what's up? Are you single? Blah blah blah, whatever. You think the lights are gonna turn on and the music's gonna stop. Everybody's gonna do an about look.
No.
And just be like, whoa, I can't believe a woman has dared to approach a man. Like, do you think that's what's gonna happen? Or do you think nobody in the club is going to even notice or give a fuck? Nobody in the club is gonna care. So explain to me how it's not socially acceptable.
I guess that's just the impression that I've gotten from guys.
But you said you take on a more masculine role,
Yeah.
and you like to be the initiator.
That's
you like to be the
why,
chaser,
yeah.
but you don't.
Not
The
at
masculine thing
club.
is to say, fuck what society tells me, I'm gonna do this shit anyways. So are you really masculine?
I mean, no, but in some ways, yeah. Like, I am the initiator, and I do like a chase.
In fact, I'd be prepared to say that it's way more, at least now, it's actually way more risky for men to approach women than the reverse. If I approach some girl in Trader Joe's and I like creep her out or whatever, that's fucking gnarly.
I mean,
But if you're
that's
some
true,
chick and
yeah.
you go up to a dude in Trader Joe's, nobody gives a fuck.
Yeah.
Nobody cares.
No, it's not the people around you. It's the guy. It can come across as desperate or.
I think
she
when
just
you're
wants
really
to hook up.
beautiful too, you almost kind of got to downplay your looks because guys aren't used to being approached, and then it's a pretty woman doing it, and then it's a little like, at least I am very forward with guys. Brian knows this. I'm just like, if I want you, I'm gonna go tell you I want you. But they almost like have this freeze response, like deer in a headlight. Like they don't really know, and then a lot of them like miss. I'm still trying to give them an opportunity to like the number exchange or whatever, but I kind of am as forward as possible. And then they fumble it so many times. So then I'm like, I don't know if they could handle me. If they're fumbling, like I'm just trying to get your number. Or I'm trying to tell you, you could have my number if you wanted. I like talking to you or whatever, you know.
Nothing applies to you though, because you're crazy. Like they just detect you're fucking crazy.
Well,
so
I
it
know.
doesn't
I'm
even
on
work.
that scale. I'm like the
Actually, no,
the
there's-
hot, crazy scale.
Well, actually, guys are so desperate.
No, you took a nosedive off of that scale. That scale doesn't even exist in your paradigm.
Well,
You're in like
I
the Baba
guess.
Booey mentally ill should be locked up in an asylum style scale. You're,
Well,
you're
that's
way
why I work
off
at
the
home.
regular Richter scale.
That's why I work at home, so I don't have to be out there menacing society.
You're living in a prison of your own invention. Like there's
I mean,
a prison
yeah,
for your
I'm just-
mind. Nobody is forcing you. Like and it
you're
sounds like
right.
you're desirous of taking on the more masculine role of being the initiator, being the chaser.
I mean, I agree.
But there's like there's a contradiction here. On one hand, you say that, but you also say you're very you don't approach men
Not at clubs.
or bars or in person or at Trader Joe's.
That one time. No, I'm just going off of my experiences so far and the impressions that I've had received.
Okay, pull up the tweet again. I guess I'll get through the rest. They decide whether or not they want to be your boyfriend. While I sit there shit out of luck, hoping to be noticed. Well, so like, are women owed relationships?
No, I think God decides what relationship you have in the end, if you have one. I don't think I'm owed one. I would like one. I've always wanted something normal. But no, I don't think anyone is owed
All right.
anything.
We'll try to get through all these.
I have a question. You just said that God decides if you have a relationship or not, but in that same tweet, you say that men decide.
Yeah, I think that's more so like my own experiences. They have decided whether or not they wanted to be my boyfriend, whereas I had already liked them.
Well, it follows with a patriarchal society because essentially in the hierarchy, God would have the closest connection and accountability. Like it would be God, man, woman, children, and then like earth and animals, right? So it does follow that you trusting God is actually you trusting God through a man to approach you and be like a soulmate or the right match for you.
Exactly.
Essentially. And I would agree with that.
Yeah.
In this societal construct. That's why in a sense I just kind of live a non-traditional life because this patriarchal society has kind of canceled me from being able to, you know, not that it would never be possible, but I have always thought of myself as given shits because I wasn't raised by a good dad. My dad raised me to be a sex worker. So I felt like as soon as I went that path, even though it wasn't for me, I actually rebelled and took the whole religious traditional path. I rebelled against my family. And then I was outcast from my family.
Yeah, this is it's always such cope from you, man, when you say that. Like, oh, my dad did this. Everyone else is always responsible for everything Desiree does except Desiree. Everybody's always responsible for everything you do except you, right? Nobody is forcing you to do sex work right now. You do it because you want to fucking do it.
Well, I have this whole experience of all of my life and skeletons in my closet essentially being like national headlines. It led me to have to...
Done by Desiree. All orchestrated and done by Desiree. All of it produced by Desiree, right? So the thing is like, I didn't want anybody to know my life story that I put in a book and then went on several podcasts to explain about incessantly. It's like, come on, you orchestrated all of it, right? You got to stop being such a victim all the time.
I was simply saying that the state is actually recognizing my case with family trafficking, and I'm actually able to now seek restitution for the damages that were done from my family. So that's
Why
awesome.
do you bring
and
that
it is,
That has to do with what I'm saying to you.
well, I'm just simply saying that
Dude, what the heck, bro?
I'm in a sense
Jeez,
like
whoa.
ending that chapter of my life where I don't need to keep talking about how I was victimized because restitution will be made. I'll be set up financially, and then at that point, we'll see if I keep doing modeling or not because my family owes me like $15 million.
Bro, I don't think we're gonna derail on that one, but let's just try to get through all the tweets and then we can, yeah. I was writing down one. I don't know, you seem pretty feminine.
She does.
You're pretty feminine.
You are
I don't
very
know, the
feminine.
masculine.
That's why I'm trying to
I don't know
encourage
if
you.
you're
Like, it
that
was a bad
masculine.
experience. Not
You
all
sure you
guys
want to
are
peg
like
somebody?
that.
Is that it? You sure you want to peg?
don't.
She doesn't want to peg. She doesn't want to peg.
I think
You seem pretty feminine.
I've been that way since I was younger, and I think that's why I was driven to the whole gendered soul thing is
Wait, can we
I
just
didn't
maybe wait
understand.
until, a lot of people up at the table right now. Maybe we just wait until. All right, let's do the next tweet, please. It's old, or can you read this one?
it's always the pretty
Oh,
ones.
wait, hold on, Austin. Can you make it smaller so we can see this video playing while she?
What the
a little bigger. Yeah, that's perfect.
Oh,
perfect.
shit, I'm dead.
It's always the pretty ones because we become
You gotta
so
be
different
kidding
from
me. I
females
screwed
and
that
males
one
not
up
seeing
and
our
I'm gonna
personalities
pay
or
for
any
it.
depth. We decide to destroy our appearance as much as possible so that maybe someone will love us for who we are inside. That's one thing I grieve after reverting back. I miss being a person.
And this video, it's a video that you're reacting to. You got a girl here, and she absolutely destroys her appearance. Absolutely destroyed. Damn, that's a big rip in the chat. Okay. Next one, I guess. I just thought that was interesting. Can you scroll it back up? I think too big now. I think it's too big. One down. Yeah. You for real cannot talk to a single woman or man these days without them having 5 new bodies every single month. Is this about Vivian?
No.
Actually, 5 in total.
And
So-
5?
Nice.
Wait, 5
5 in what?
body count?
Yeah.
And 2 of them.
More like last week.
Wait, what? What was your body count last time?
Nice.
Oh, okay. So you added.
Sorry, 3.
Okay. All right. Pull it back
Yeah,
up.
she was doing some confidence stuff though.
Yeah, it was
So,
boosting
you know,
her.
Ovulating.
Boosting confidence.
Me? No, that wasn't confidence. I just wanted to
How
have
many do you
sex.
think it's going to be? Like,
I-
do you have a
no, no,
guess? Like, if we're doing predictions, like, how many do you think by 19?
I feel like I've been dissuaded. I feel like I'm better off like doing like getting that from myself.
Masturbation?
Yeah.
Oh.
Like because I don't have to be rejected or like feel like anxious about like if he's gonna like text me back and like it's just easier.
So you're just going to be a celibate for the next forever, or?
Well, no, that's not the plan. Like, but I wouldn't. I've been dissuaded from hookups because I can honestly like do it myself. I don't really need. It's not really worth it.
The sex with the guys was not better than what you could do with yourself,
Yeah.
like pleasure-wise. So
Yeah.
it's not really worth the risk emotionally, health-wise,
Yeah.
all that.
But like I
Yeah, I'm pretty sure women have sex for more than just pure physical reasons.
No, yeah. I mean, for me, it was like, yeah, I could do that on my own, but I did want the like emotional, you know, connection. But I don't, like, connect with
Nice. I
people that
love
easily.
this
I feel like
shit,
it's a big
nigga.
Okay. Next one, I guess. Next tweet. In my opinion, wait, what?
Man, that is too gimmicky.
Oh, okay. Can you read this?
The original tweet is, I don't like telling guys I'm trans until after the first date, and I do it by text or safety. Someone told me that's wrong, and I said, IMO, men and women should be able to press charges against shit like this.
I agree with this tweet.
Yes.
I agree
It's
with.
assault.
I agree with this
Absolutely.
tweet. I think it should be disclosed before even the
Straight
first
to jail.
date.
Straight to jail.
Before the first date, I think you gotta, you know.
True. I always tell guys that I do OnlyFans before I would ever
That's true.
move forward because I think that's a.
We had a
It's
prostitute.
not for everybody.
What do you think about this one? We had a prostitute who came on the show who slept with thousands of men, and she would be on dating apps, and she would not disclose the fact to these men on dating apps that she was a prostitute. Now, look, nothing legally compelling her to do it, but I would say there's a more moral or ethical.
Well, diseases.
Yeah, but I just.
Well, let's say, just for the sake of argument, she didn't have any diseases. Not sure if that's the case.
I mean, you should. It's a
But
big part. Of
I
who
still
you
think you
are.
should probably tell somebody before going
He
on a
said,
date
"Fuck
with them
off."
that you're a whore.
Yeah, imagine if the guy was seen.
Literally, I'm not saying that to be just.
And if
literally,
anything,
she's a whore.
just because what if he finds out not from you before? That would be a whole messy situation.
That
it
would be
better
very
just to
messy.
disclose
That
it,
would
and that
be
way,
super messy.
take it or leave it.
Yes, very messy. It would be super. Next tweets, I guess. If a man would slap you in any context, he's sick and dangerous. There's no way around it.
Unless it's a kinky, consensual thing.
Wait, so hold on. Any context?
I personally would not like that. I just think any man that would slap a woman in any context is
You never know.
abusive.
You never know.
I-
You might, if you felt safe with a man and he had like a thing to
I
slap
would
in your
not
ass or
feel
something.
safe
That's not
with
what she's
a man
talking about.
physically.
Oh, okay.
No, no.
What about in self-defense?
Sure, but that's not what I was.
Well, that's a context though.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if you're in a violent altercation, yeah.
Got him.
No, what if it's your girlfriend and she starts smacking you around a bit first?
I mean,
Oh crap, dude.
it's a violent altercation.
Okay, so you're fine with it in that context.
Yeah, I mean, if I had a son and I knew that he was being
Italy says no.
abused-
No.
No?
I don't think, no.
He could hold it down, like hold your arms.
Yeah, whatever. Like the strength is different. And that's a fact. So like, you should not do it anyway. Like, no, you.
Well,
you
I don't,
like,
I don't understand that. So, like, let's say that there was a really weak guy who punched you in the face. Why couldn't you punch them back in the face because you were a really strong guy?
I think it's situational. Like if you know you're
Okay, I let her
bigger-
answer. Hang on. So to you, if a really weak guy punched you in the face, if you were a man, what would be the problem with punching him back?
I think if you know you're bigger as a man, and you can just handle her, like set her aside or walk away.
you should
then-
not touch a woman anyways. Like,
Yeah, but that doesn't make any sense. Again, so I'm going to ask the question. You got a strong guy and a weak guy, and the weak guy punches the strong guy in the face. What is the problem with the strong guy punching him back in the face?
Nothing.
Okay, well then you would apply that same logic to women, right? Just because you're weak doesn't mean that if you punch a guy in the face, you don't get what's coming to you back, right?
I guess I'm viewing it as in the perspective of a mother because I want to be a mother. You know, when I go out on dates, I think about the mom. I don't know, I'm weird. I would not like to hear that my son was being abused, but maybe I should look at it as, that's a woman. I don't know. I'm kind of conflicted.
On what? I don't understand what you're conflicted on.
In a situation
if a woman
where
strikes
a woman
a man,
was abusing a man, yes.
Yeah, if a woman strikes a man, why does she get like a get out of getting decked in the face card? I don't get
Fuck
that.
me!
Yeah,
I'm
I don't
kinda
know either.
conflicted.
I've never really actually heard a good objection to this.
Yeah, I
I've
don't
heard, well,
know.
because they're not as strong as men, but it's like, okay, but that objection never comes up when weak men get beat up by strong men because they hit strong men. So why do women get the pass?
Yeah.
They shouldn't. They should know better and
Well,
keep their hands to
I,
themselves. in
I
the
will
first
say
place.
though, our bones and our skeletal structures are physically weaker. So even then, a smaller, weaker man would still have a stronger skeletal structure than a female.
Yeah, but nobody's going to cry over a weaker man getting smacked, right? So why are
I
they
know,
gonna
that's
cry
what I'm
over a
saying,
weaker woman
because-
getting smacked if a weaker woman punches a man, like, well, she gets what's coming back to her, right?
Well, what I'm saying is it poses the woman a greater danger by being hit by the man than a man hitting another
I guess you
man.
shouldn't hit men.
Well, yeah, I mean, in a perfect world, but we had to pick a.
Well, what do you mean a perfect world? Like, it's an imperfect world. I'm just saying, if a woman stands up and punches a man and then gets knocked unconscious by the man, not only do I not see a problem with that, but I actually think it should happen. I think he should do that. I think his priority should be to put her on her ass, and I don't think she'll ever do it again, right? Like, that's the point.
It's simple common sense. Keep your hands to yourself.
Yeah.
That's obviously like.
Okay.
And the men can get restraining orders against women. I have a restraining order against me from a guy who has a assault and battery charge against me, and they let him get a restraining order against
That's
me.
38. But here's the thing.
It's so funny.
Here's the thing. The thing is like, look, I get that, but I don't know how that's really an objection to me saying if a woman. Now I think that you should just not attack people, right? You should just not attack people. But if you are a person who just can't help yourself but attack somebody, and that person defends themselves, I just can't think of a good objection other than, well, they were defending themselves. I don't know why the fact that they have a vagina gives them some special pass on this.
Well, because our whole skeletal structure is weaker than a male
Then
skeletal
don't hit
structure.
men.
Our bones
Don't
are
hit
more
men.
fragile.
Well, it's
yes,
like,
of course.
okay, so Desiree, okay.
I'm simply explaining why people would have a problem with
Hang on, let me engage with this. Desiree, if a man went over and punched a gorilla in the face, what do you think would happen to him?
He would probably be dead.
Yeah, the gorilla would rip him limb from limb, right? Would you, if you read in the newspaper, stupid man punches gorilla in the face and gorilla then beats man to death? Would you be like, what a dumb fuck? Or would you go and be like, my God, how could this gorilla have done such a horrific thing to this
I'm not
poor man?
arguing
His
with you
bone
there,
structure- His
Andrew.
bone structure, it's not even the same as that of a
I
gorilla.
think you
How could the gorilla
misunderstood.
do such a thing?
I think you misunderstood what I was saying. I was simply saying that is why society has kind of this double standard. That's all I was saying. I'm not saying that the woman
I'm
should
not
go
interested-
assault the man.
Yeah, right. But I'm not interested in kind of these greater caveats of, well, this is why society thinks X, because that's not the argument that I was making. I wasn't making the argument about what society thinks. I was making the argument for what Andrew Wilson thinks. What Andrew Wilson thinks is that if dumb, weak person punches really strong person and gets knocked the fuck out, that's what you get. It seems really simple to me. Just like if you attack guy weaker than you, he pulls out gun and ends your life, that you get what you get, right? This is just how it works.
You reap what you
don't
sow.
attack people,
You reap
and then
what
you
you
don't have to
sow.
worry about it, right?
I would concede. You reap what you sow. So yeah, ladies, keep your hands to yourself.
Yeah, that seems reasonable. I've never actually heard a good objection to this. It's just like women go, but I should be privileged enough to just punch men in the face and have them do nothing. It's so bizarre to me.
Women need to understand that between men to men, talk shit, get hit. Like, guys deal with each other differently than women deal with each other. And I'm not saying that to a woman, you talk shit to a man, get hit. I'm not saying that. But men socially have different ways of dealing with each other. And most of that revolves around the physical in some cases, or in most cases. But women have another way of dealing with each other that in a nonviolent form. The fact of the matter is, if you pick a fight that you can't back it up physically, maybe don't pick that fight.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it's a wise idea.
And honestly, I will say this, that I have had 2 long-term relationships. One was a traditional, like me as the submissive, him as the dominant. That relationship never got physical, no matter how toxic it was, never got physical. I jumped to trying like a non-traditional relationship, like an open relationship with a more feminine guy who let me like
was
run
this
the show.
toilet guy?
The what?
The toilet
That's
guy?
No, that was just a
Can you
friend.
tell us that story really quick?
Do you want me to finish the one story then jump
No,
to
I'd
that?
rather just hear the
Okay,
toilet
so that was just a friend, a consensual BDSM dynamic where I was going deeper into handling more and more intense sexual experiences.
So what was it?
So he had,
In order to heal your trauma.
Yeah, boy.
because I had those same traumas on my mom.
Right, your book, right? Yeah, you had
No,
a
I never
book.
talked about
You
that.
heal
Just
your
tell
trauma.
us the story.
Okay, so his
Steve.
biggest fantasy, he was my daddy, I was his baby girl in the BDSM dynamic. So his biggest fantasy was that he would hold my head in the toilet while he was fucking me in the ass, and I let him. We did this whole like reenactment of the thing consensually.
What?
And we had like the safe words and the gestures and the
You
whole
had that same
situation.
experience or what?
So I learned that I could take it. I was like, oh, I got it. I could do this thing, guys.
What were you thinking?
It was like a bucket list thing. I had never done that intense of an experience, and many, many men actually do have these more violent fantasies. My theory being because our creator gave us this kind of conduit to transmute all of these kind of violent
I'm sorry to the world.
tendencies in
Please don't
men.
listen to this. I'm sorry for her. I'll pray for her.
Anyway, so the man felt very blessed that I allowed him that experience. He could never find any other woman who was willing to do it, and
Just because we have free will doesn't mean we should use it.
anyway,
That's
I liked
crazy.
it. I'm
That's
an anal
wild.
girl, you guys. I'm like, I have a whole cult following of ass fetish guys, so
That-
it's my thing. Butt stuff.
that's-
I'm your mamacita. Come see how to do it.
Ew.
That's fucking
You don't like butt
disgusting.
stuff? No butt stuff for you guys, Andrew? Is that a sin in your ideology?
I've seen all of your
Butt
fucking
stuff?
butt that I ever want to see, Desiree.
I know, true.
Whether I want
Poor
to see it or
Andrew.
not, you want to make sure that I see it.
Poor Andrew had to see my white cellulite, almost 40 ass. Sorry,
Yeah.
Andrew.
It was pretty gross.
I
must
had
admit.
underwear on. I did have underwear on, just to clarify.
Sorry. We have it if you guys want. It's on the Discord. Discord.gg/whatever if you want
It
to see
is.
it.
18 and over, guys. 18 and over,
It's
for God's
posted on
I
sake.
want to see it.
You don't want to see it though. We have it
It's,
posted there. You don't want to see
it's
it.
like the gates of hell.
This
will
went
open
viral
up. The gates of hell itself
worldwide.
opens up,
It's
and you have
true.
to see what it's like when this geriatric woman tries to sexually assault a happily married man.
But you guys, it's a
awful.
real ass,
It's the
okay?
most
I have
god-awful
not
thing that
gotten
you've
a
ever seen in your
BBL.
life. Brian, poor
Real
Brian, I knocked him. I
milk
got up.
ass.
Shut up, Desiree. I got up and I bowled Brian over. I shouldered him to the side in order to get away from the devastation of hell itself opening up right there in front of me. It was
like
And they have, like, a
it was
support
awful.
group
It was
of
like
men
Brian later
online
came to me. We
for
had this
their mental
conversation. Not
health.
about you, Desiree. It's about me now. So me and Brian had this conversation afterwards. And Brian was like, Andrew, why did you do that? Why? And I told him my zombie apocalypse theory, which is I don't have to run fast. I just have to run faster than you, right? So the thing is that
And I
I
was
will
trying to back
totally,
it up. I was
I'll
trying to back it
totally
up.
maim Brian on my way out so that the bear gets him. Absolutely. I'm that kind of friend. And I did do that. I shouldered him to the side. And I rushed away to try to get away. Poor Brian.
He threw
had
you
to
right
take
under the
brunt
bus,
of it.
Brian.
It was very traumatizing.
Right under the bus.
It was very traumatizing. How are you going to help him with his trauma of his close friend Andrew Wilson leaving him high and dry,
I mean,
like
maybe that's
shouldering
why
him to
I'm
the
so
side?
clingy. I'm probably clingy to him. I'm like, just in case I like ruined your life, I'm here. You ruined my life too. So if
Yeah.
you're lonely, me too. Here I am.
okay.
It's like that.
Hey, Desiree, can I ask you a question about how you wrote Brian a bunch of DMs about how you're his soulmate and how great
Oh
he
my
is?
God, Brian, bring
and
up the
how you
picture.
literally threw
Bring up the
yourself at him in a
soulmate sketch. Do you have
desperate
it?
bid, in a
I can find
desperate
the email.
bid to get in his pants. No, hang on, let me finish first before you start talking. You threw yourself at him in a desperate bid to get
Very-
Brian
very
Atlas's
forward.
pants.
Very
Why did you do that?
Honestly, I really have like a respect crush on the guy. He's built this whole platform that is something I aspire to. He's a handsome man. I love the beard.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
He's
sure,
good
he's a
with
brilliant guy.
leadership.
I agree
He
that
puts
he's
me
a
in my
brilliant guy.
place.
Desiree, you have no fucking chance with a guy like Atlas. Like, what are you doing?
Well, that's why
No
I'm just kind of
fucking
like this
chance.
groupie. I'm kind of like, can I be like your free personal assistant? Can I bring you food? I'll sit
Yeah.
over there. Anything.
desperate.
Anything. I'm a Brian Atlas cock worshiper, I guess you would say. And he has an
Desperate.
ass. He has ass. That's rare.
What?
I feel like we can relate to
Bruh.
each other because not every white person has an ass. It's a thing.
I guess we do have that in
We have extra soul, Brian. God gave us an extra measure of soul, and the black community will agree.
What are you talking about? That's not an ass. It's a drooping pile of garbage that you tried to chase me out of
You'll
the
have
room
to
with. What are
subscribe
you
to
talking
see.
about?
You'll have to
So I have a
subscribe.
question. Most of the things that you listed and the attributes that you look up to in Brian or look towards on Brian were mostly related to the podcast. So are you sure you're not clout chasing?
We could call it that. I do have pretty severe intimacy issues relating to men taking advantage of me. And so I think at this point in my life with children and everything, I'm more looking for an equal partner to collaborate in life with more than like a traditional relationship anymore. So if you want to put it in that category, sure.
Man, it's weird.
Interesting.
Brian, I think that the Whatever podcast deserves, your chat deserves, and my chat deserves to hear it from your mouth. Directly from your mouth. I will not tolerate this slander against my pal, Brian Atlas, any longer. Brian, can you unequivocally say to Desiree's face, there's no fucking chance in hell ever?
Yeah, there's no chance in hell ever. I would not Sorry, Desiree. I mean, look, you sent me these walls of text.
Shit.
You gotta show
I
him,
don't
at
read
least
them.
show him the soulmate sketch.
Yeah, I showed it to
I
Andrew.
could find
I showed
the
Andrew the
email.
soulmate text.
I mean, it looks
Guys,
like
this
you.
chick went to like a
A
psychic.
psychic sketch. So you know those.
Sketch?
I like was so
What
lonely
her
one night.
soulmate looks like.
You got to show him.
It looks
bro. You gotta
exactly
Do I have to
like
show
him.
the soulmate
I'm not
sketch?
normally like that, but
I don't know
You
if I
gotta
can
show
even
him.
do
I
that. I
mean,
don't
it
even
is
know
weird.
what-
And then all of a
It
sudden, a
does
friend
actually look
said,
like
"Come
me.
to this show." I got totally blindsided. I had no idea. I never would have met you. Like,
It does kind of look like me, though,
random.
is the
I was
weird
trying to be like women's empowerment niche of the internet. I wasn't like in
The
this
sketch does
man's
look like me.
world. I had no idea.
I would, Desiree.
It's weird.
You're crazy.
Do you want me to find it and DM it again? I mean, you guys, it's.
Okay, listen, the chat deserves to see this.
We'll see the
Brian.
sketch. We'll see the
These
sketch, but you have to
sketch-
find it. You have to go find it.
Yeah, but stick around. Maybe towards the end of the show, you can reveal the sketch of doom.
I will show the sketch. Wait, are we gonna get a Rachel cameo? What's going on?
Oh, yes, please.
We can get a Rachel cameo.
Perhaps.
Oh, hey,
it may
Desiree's here.
happen.
I thought that
Desiree's
the
here.
soulmate was Eminem, truth be told. And then
What the
kind of
fuck?
could look like Eminem within
What?
like.
I think she wants to meet Desiree in person. Honestly.
Oh, okay.
Wait, who wants to meet me?
All right. Well, okay, just send it to whatever Instagram, then I'll have Austin pull it up.
Okay. It is, I mean, come on. It's. Wow. Never say never. I feel like I could make Brian a shitload of money. I feel like I could bring you just as much money as you could help me make, and I think that's what. I don't know. It feels like we could have a mutually beneficial relationship.
Yeah, but you see, you have to understand that good Brian over here, he's moving towards the pathway of God and not towards the pathway of the pimp. Isn't that interesting?
What?
I mean,
Holy
I'm not really looking for him to be like my
We'll come-
husband or something.
actually,
I'm
hold on
just
before
saying
we do
like a business collaboration type thing.
That's wonderful. Okay, I'm going to read a couple chats. Actually, we have to have Anissa read this one. Go ahead. You have to do an Australian accent because he's in Australian.
Okay, I DM'd it to the.
You got this? Australian. You got this. Australian.
The neck's
Australian
even scruffy today.
Anissa.
You didn't shave your neck. Did you ever fix it? Look at this freaking sketch and tell me it's not Brian
there he
Atlas.
Grid One
I'll pull it
Motorsports
back up,
donated
Aussie.
$200.01.
There's another TTS coming.
Desiree, you will have better luck caught chasing this Kuma named Destiny. He has had a rough time lately, and I know he will just love to break you a piece off and let you plow chase all you want.
I can't fucking believe that I have to sit here and defend the Coomer Gremlin Destiny. Destiny, even fucking Destiny, would not tag. Even Destiny, I'm telling you guys, even Destiny wouldn't do it. Even
Hillary
he has a
Epstein
threshold
donated
for lunacy.
$200.
Yo,
Desiree,
thank you.
he'll have a one-night stand, ghost you, never talk to you again just to add to your skeletons in the closet you keep mentioning. Maybe you can write a book on me?
Desiree, here's how much I would not have sex with you.
Okay.
So you could have a
only
tubal
Ryan.
ligation.
It's only-
You could, like, the fear of me ever getting you pregnant. If I ever
So
got you
high.
pregnant, the misery that
Oh,
would.
but my kids are so cute.
would no. If
We would probably have a redhead.
I'm even scared of just being within
My
10
littlest
feet of
one's
you.
missing a hand, though,
That's cool.
so I
Let me
could
finish
see
my
how
bit.
maybe
So if I had a
one could
vasectomy,
judge my
if I had a vasectomy and you had a tubal ligation, even the odds of potentially getting you pregnant and being entrapped by you,
Entrapped.
like just being tied to you for 18 years, the thought of that
Why
is
would you
so
be tied to me?
terrifying.
Why would you be tied to
So
me?
terrifying. I wouldn't.
You wouldn't have to
Oh
be the
shit,
dad.
he breaks
Desiree,
mine.
have you ever seen a movie?
I don't know.
Written originally by Stephen King called
Breaks
Misery.
mine. I didn't know that.
That's you, Desiree. And Brian is the author, strapped in the bed with his legs cut off, right, just desperately pleading to God himself for the great checkout time
Yet
to stop.
somehow-
And he just won't let him go.
Yet
That is
somehow-
what it would be like. That
Somehow
is what it
he
would be
still
like for
keeps
Brian, Desiree.
inviting me back. It's so weird. Brian, I think you're a little bit of a masochist. What are you doing here?
Honestly,
You like
Desiree,
cock
we
worshippers?
were.
You never been
Yep,
cock
that
worshipped
heard
before?
me like a bitch, all right?
I've had my cock
Have you had a
worshipped,
slave?
First off.
Have you ever had a
Shit.
slave, like a sex slave?
I've had
I
slaves.
cannot.
The bowing?
I've had
The
slaves.
blowjob
I
with
was
the bow?
nuts.
I asked for
Or
women to
your
bow
meal?
to me. Of course, I've had slaves. Okay. First
Well,
off,
Never
don't
break
listen.
first.
He's
Don't make
doing
assumptions
straight.
about what I've.
Most men I
had,
come
not had.
upon have never had a sex slave
Whoever
before, so
breaks
it's very
first.
inviting.
Yeah, but there's
I guess
trade-offs.
you've had so many because you're
There's
such a cool
tra-
guy.
You know, there's
so I'm
trade-offs,
not
though,
used to
Desiree.
it. I'm not used
There's
to it.
trade-offs. Like the thing is, the older I get, the less I'm willing to put up with. Because look, sex, 20, 30 minutes.
That's all you have?
And then it's like I got to deal with you for
Okay,
the
well
other.
then I would never be with you
know,
that way anyway. 20, 30 minutes is not going to do it for
That's
me.
not enough for you.
No.
Okay, we're not compatible. It's all good.
Okay,
now.
well, perfect.
It's
But we
perfect.
could still
This chick
potentially
wants
do
to do a
business
fucking
together.
marathon sex thing. It's like 30 minutes. That's good. You don't need more than 30 minutes. What are you trying to? What the fuck?
I'm kind of a nymph,
I
as
could-
they say. Is that what they call it? A nympho?
I guess.
I'm very sexual. I'm hyper-sexualized because of... Well, Andrew wouldn't want me to blame that on anything. I'm just hypersexual.
You're not hypersexualized. You're just a fucking lunatic. Okay, just a lunatic.
I guess in this day and age where the libido of the average American woman is so low, I guess I would seem pretty psycho because I have this insatiable sex drive.
It doesn't have anything to do with your libido.
Well,
Okay, there's women on here who are prostitutes and just to tell me all about how they just love screwing everything that they see.
Well, I don't know
can
that.
even understand. I can even rationalize and understand that mentality better than I can your fucking like new age mixture of Christianity and crazy ass dogma that you then kind of create this psychological pinnacle of fucking nonsense in order to justify every horrific thing that you've ever done to people. It's mind-boggling to me.
Anyways, we'll move it on here. I'll get these chats read, then we'll get into some more topics. Can you Australian accent? Don't.
Good day, people. Just found your show, mate, and have consumed it flat out the last few days. Great concept, love it. Andrew, you are elite, mate. I'm sorry for the 2 dimwit Oscals you had to endure. Embarrassing.
That was very
It
good.
wasn't that they were Australian, though. That wasn't the problem, but I'll just leave it there.
Also, Australia doesn't exist, according to Andrew. So, Aussie Driller Jim, he's a driller, and he's in Australia. Hey, thank you, man. Really appreciate the message. Thank
Where
you.
would you say he's from, Andrew, if it's not Australia?
Just never mind. Okay.
It's like a flat world. Do you believe in the flat?
Okay. Can you read this, please?
Yo, Brian, have Mr. Producer Glenn Lawrence and Josie Lizard come on, whatever, right now? They're outside and would be awesome to have on. Andrew, can you vouch for me then?
I mean, of course, but you would have to set that stuff up beforehand to go on the show. Though I do vouch for both those people. I do think that you should probably set it up beforehand.
Yeah, I don't know if I really want to go into this. It's kind of like a.
Is it Josie? It's Josie, isn't it?
Yep.
Come on, is it Josie?
Yeah.
Yeah, I fucking knew it. I knew I shouldn't trust fucking Josie. I fucking knew it. Tell me, Brian, what happened?
I feel I
Come
don't know if I
on.
should get into it just for the.
Oh, okay. I knew it couldn't be Glenn Lawrence, though. Very upstanding guy, Glenn Lawrence. But Josie, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. Anyways, can you read this one, Anissa? Anissa, my bad.
I mean, you could literally open a dating app and bone him the same night if you wanted to.
I think this is for you.
I'm not like that. I don't do hookups.
Wait, but didn't you?
Yeah.
The
date, but previously I had only been with my ex, and the only reason I did wasn't to hook up. It was because I actually liked him, but now I think I would wait until I'm officially a girlfriend.
Okay.
But-
Wait, questions on this. You said you recently, like a week ago, you went on the first date?
Yeah.
Did you?
No.
Okay. And then what about your first, like, 2-year boyfriend? Like, how quick was that?
The same day that we met.
Like, how soon after meeting? Like within how many minutes?
I don't know. I don't remember.
Was this the first guy you've ever been with?
Yeah.
You don't remember the time you lost your virginity?
Well, I mean, this is kind of dark, but about a few months before him, I had been.
Okay, I'm talking consensual sex.
Yeah. So the reason that I met up with my ex was because I had been assaulted. So that was technically my virginity.
Wait, I'm a little confused here. The reason you met up with your ex
is because I wanted my first time to actually be my first time and not like a guy forcing himself on me.
Hold on. Your ex. But your ex is the guy who you lost your virginity to.
No,
Wait. I'm confused.
I was forced to lose my
By
virginity.
the 2-year guy?
No, by
Somebody
a
else
stranger,
before that.
a complete stranger.
Okay.
There's so much
So,
this woman is not
after
telling
that,
that
I
it
sought him
sounds
out
like
because
bullshit.
That was my first
What's
time.
that haze? What the fuck?
I didn't consent to it,
Ooh,
so I
I'm
wanted some
I'm
consent.
so confused.
Can I say the word?
Yeah, you gotta say it. But I'm really confused here. So,
Yes.
so that was your first time?
Yeah.
Because I'm talking about consensual sex.
Yes, yes.
So,
I met
I'm
up
not
with
sure how we
him.
got there, but I was asking, you don't remember your first real time? Not sure
No,
why
yeah,
we had
of
to go
course.
there.
No,
Not sure why we had to go there, but okay.
No, I do remember. I thought you were saying like how quickly it happened. I don't remember how quickly it happened.
Well, you said it was the same day, so like,
Yeah.
I'm not asking for like down to the second. I'm just asking like
Yeah, minutes. You know, I met up
an
with
hour,
him,
2 hours, 3 hours.
like an hour. Yeah,
Where did you meet him?
Grinder.
Hold on.
Oh, sorry, my story's all over the place.
There's not enough. You're not giving me enough details. So, this was into your transition though. So you were
Yeah.
identifying as a male or a man.
Yeah.
Okay. Or well, no, I mean, okay. So he was on Grindr. So he was
Seeking out-
gay.
No, he was seeking
Or
out
bi.
females.
On Grindr?
Yeah. There's
Why
females
isn't
on
that for
Grindr.
gay?
Yeah.
Why? So how is he seeking out females on Grindr?
Because there's females on Grindr. They allow it.
That are trans? Or that are just straight
pretending
females?
to be boys. Yeah, just straight females pretending to be boys.
So they're trans?
Yeah.
This is confused. Okay, so he was on Grindr looking for this guy's gay. I'm sorry, he's gay.
I agree.
He's probably gay.
Yeah.
Because he was on
bi.
Grindr.
He
He's
was
probably
bi,
gay.
yeah.
I mean, that's reasonable
Yeah.
conclusion.
Mm.
So you meet on Grindr. Did he say he was homeless? Wait.
No, he just said he was a truck driver.
Wait, so you met him on Grindr, and then did you hang out like that day that you matched?
Yeah.
So you let's do timeline here. Okay, let's do timeline.
Okay.
Okay, you got to change the split first, and you got to move it over.
It was
one.
a little bit too expensive for you.
Okay. So
That
you
was
meet on
very
Grindr.
dumb of me.
How soon after matching on Grindr? Like, do you match in the afternoon?
It was like 8 p.m. and then we met up at like 3 a.m.
And so you guys were messaging for 7 hours.
Yeah.
Back and forth. And then within an hour of meeting at 3 a.m., you have sex. Carnal knowledge.
Mm.
And then, was it in his truck?
Yes.
Was it a nice truck?
It was a semi. It was his work truck. It was nice actually inside.
Did it have LED lights?
Yeah.
What color? Red?
Orange.
Orange! That was the red flag right there. Orange LED lights. I hear girls say, oh, if a guy has LED lights in his room, red flag. Orange though, god damn. Okay. Whew.
My story.
This is
wild.
crazy. I'm amazed we didn't even. You should have told me that this
What
is actually.
the?
You
Wait,
match on
where the
Grindr.
heck is McLavius?
Virgin. You're a virgin. I know you said you got.
No,
We won't count that. We won't count that. You're a virgin.
Damascus.
You meet him on a gay dating app. This shit, you can't make this shit up. Okay, you meet a man on a a homeless man on a gay dating app who's a truck driver. You meet him at 3 a.m., a homeless truck driver,
Yep.
and then you lose your virginity to him in the truck an hour after meeting him. This guy has the riz of the century, son. I need to get this guy on the show.
He was very charismatic.
He has the riz. Homeless, truck driver, on a
We'll
gay
probably
dating
sleep
app.
with him in an hour.
I
Just
couldn't
give
talk
him,
my
like,
way
30.
into. I don't think I could talk my way into some pussy at 3 a.m.
No, he
on
would
a gay dating app. Bro, it's hard enough. On a straight dating app, you can't talk your way into pussy like the same day. But on a gay dating app, you talk. And she was a virgin. Bro, this guy's.
He was
I don't even know
charming,
what to say.
handsome. He would even seduce girls within like minutes, like customers from where he would work. Because he also worked at a.
The fuck is that guy?
No, he worked at a ski resort later on, and he admitted to seducing girls within minutes.
Someone in my chat said, I need to get a truck.
That's a secret. If you want a virgin, you got to be homeless and have a fucking truck.
You just got to get a truck, bro.
18-wheeler. What if you get like one of those nice like self-driving?
Honestly, it sounds like total serial killer vibes.
Oh, I mean,
Like you
3
dodged a freaking bullet is what I'm
Bro,
saying, girl.
do you realize the fucking RNG as a dude, like ran RNG to be on a fucking gay dating app and roll the fucking dice and get a virgin to fuck you the same day you
Like
meet
he
her?
probably thought it was a gift from the
I've
freaking
dated
psycho
virgins.
gods.
I put in weeks of work. This guy's homeless and has a truck, and he meets her on a gay dating app.
He really
Bro,
thought he had that.
Come over to my truck at 3 a.m. Where was it
finally
parked?
worked. It
in a
finally worked.
7-Eleven parking lot?
yeah, in front of a gas station.
Oh my.
He had probably tried
Holy
the same
shit.
game like 80 times.
Jade.
Probably another gay guy
This is-
told him to do
wait,
it and it
this
wasn't
is
working.
the biggest W a guy has ever taken, and simultaneously the biggest L a girl has ever taken.
I mean, it is. If you look at it that way, it's kind of like.
shit,
No, it is funny. It is hilarious.
Oh my god.
Okay. Like,
No, seriously.
She's got to go on those shows. Have you guys seen like the worst ex ever? That's a show. You could get on one of those episodes. The worst ex ever.
I actually
This was perfect. He tied it all together perfect. He just ruined everything. You know, he just ruined everything. Typical woman. This was fantastic. It was a great story. It was all tied together, and he just ruined everything.
Imagine telling our kids we met on a gay dating site.
Brutal.
Dodged
brutal.
a freaking bullet, girl.
Damn.
Get it, girl. Get it.
Holy shit.
And the story.
God, you
I mean,
got-
this is a
I need
movie.
to
You
get
could
this
sell
guy
this as a
on.
movie
I'm writing a
script.
book.
Do it,
He's
girl.
brave and a decent man. He's a pioneer.
Dude, this guy's
I can
fucking
hook you up with
fine.
a publisher and editor.
Guys,
if you need.
download fucking Grindr. Get yourselves a little baddie detrans virgin. Oh, wait, get yourselves a baddie truck stop virgin, bro.
You need the truck.
That's
first.
crazy, dude.
They're a little disoriented.
Wait,
so
this
you
is
can
all,
catch
this is
them while
all
they're
legit.
weak.
This isn't like
Yes,
cap.
I'm dead serious.
This is dead serious.
I swear to God.
She was disoriented.
Strike me down right now.
And
if I'm
he
lying.
pounced on her like a freaking.
You can't forget
What type of
the
This
animal
is
is
like
that?
this
A
is like
wolf?
fucking god tier Riz, dude. Never.
Snatched her
Holy
up.
shit, bro.
God, hide your kids, hide your wives.
Dude, this guy's probably on the gate. Dude,
What kind of truck you gonna get, bro?
oh my god.
Was the truck?
What kind of
there?
truck you getting, Brian?
I'm getting a
What
fucking good
companies? It
one,
was
dude.
CR England.
Oh my God, you should call and
I'm not
report him
getting,
to
like,
the HR.
secondhand. I'm buying new.
He's in prison.
Buy it new. You gotta get it
Right,
new.
okay.
Who's
well,
in prison?
He's getting his.
He is.
Wait, he's in prison?
Yes, for
forgot
being
about
a
Oh, for being a Drake.
a Drake.
Oh, that's a good way to. Okay, that's good. That's good.
By the way,
Oh yeah.
Kendrick Lamar apparently is going to be the halftime show at the Super Bowl. This guy's going to call Drake a P word six times at the
It's
Super
the
Bowl.
best. It's
That's
the
crazy.
Best. It's the
That's
best.
crazy.
We
Anyways,
need accountability in this country, for God's sakes.
dude,
Andrew tells me.
do you guys know what RNG is?
Yeah.
Random number generator. So I used to play this game called Hearthstone. It applies to other video games too. And RNG has to do with luck, right? So RNG, this is like a 1 in 1 trillion RNG. The dude's a homeless trucker who's on a gay dating app on Grindr.
There's a lid for every pot. Is the point, I think.
The RNG on this is
Just
fucking.
doing a little-
This guy needed to
little
go to
brush
fucking
with-
Vegas.
with a-
Stop, Desiree.
destiny.
This guy needed to go to fucking Vegas and put all his fucking money on black. I'm telling you, bro. The RNG
Oh my God, maybe he
is
sold
fucking
his soul to
insane.
the devil, and that was his immediate reward. But it crashed and burned because she was smart and she left. So it was like
He
his
was
little.
actually a very lucky person. Like anything
Yeah.
that went wrong for him just worked out.
Oh my God, that probably
It's
is
kinda creepy.
Oh, that's the delusional that Andrew was talking about. He was so delusional, he convinced God or Satan to give him what he wanted, and it was working for him, right?
This is the craziest
But it's
thing
karma.
I've ever heard on the show.
But now he's in prison.
Unless
so.
he was the year of the dragon or something.
Isn't it the year of the dragon?
Lucky, yeah.
And that's what he
Wait, question. Did
Yeah.
Fuerza de Marisa, la
protection
nación.
No.
Ahora me lo dices.
Again,
Still on
the
the
biggest
testosterone
W,
enough to-
biggest W,
Maybe God protected
and
you
the biggest L.
from getting pregnant with his
Oh my!
little spawn.
He was on
I believe
Grindr. He's
that.
probably trying to do some gay for pay stuff on there. He was probably trying to
He was
find. Dude,
Oh
literally.
my God, can we write him a letter
Oh,
in
wait.
prison?
Oh my goodness! Hold on. The man you lost
should
your
pretend like
stop,
you like
Desiree.
him.
The man you lost your virginity to. While he was texting you, he was also like, "I'll suck your dick for $50."
Yeah. No, I believe that.
Damn, bro,
I
this
believe
is
that.
crazy.
But
This
bitch,
is
how lucky are
crazy,
you? You
son.
didn't get something from him.
Holy shit.
Seriously.
No, he was trying to.
Wait,
get
did he
me
blast
pregnant.
inside too?
Yeah.
Were you on birth control?
No,
I
it was
was
the
on
testosterone.
She was on team.
The testosterone
Oh.
saved her.
Oh.
Oh my God, it was God uses everything
Wait,
for the
you,
good.
do you
I don't
not
care
get
what
your
anybody
do you not
says.
get your period when you're
No.
on the gear?
No, you don't.
On the
It's
gear?
worse than birth
Oh.
control. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So
I
like,
forgot that's what guys call it. Their testosterone. They call it their gear. Like it's in your gym bag. It's weird. It's guy talk.
wait, what is that coming out your nose, Desiree? What the fuck was that?
Dad,
I just
Was that a
what do you guys call
cocaine
it?
booger?
They call
Holy
it
that hurt.
Was that a
snot
cocaine?
rocket.
Was
Snot
that a
rocket?
cocaine booger?
Oh my God.
Holy
Do
moly!
you do cocaine in your nose? I've only had people like do lines off of me.
What the fuck? Okay.
With what? If not their nose.
Oh yeah, you're right. Okay, I was thinking about because I've never done cocaine. I was just thinking about in the context.
So you couldn't have got pregnant because of the
No,
testosterone.
he tried to after I got off it. Yeah, that's a whole.
I'm processing.
It goes on and
I'm, like,
on and on.
processing.
That's a lot.
This is crazy.
I think your life might trump mine.
That's crazy. Okay.
It gets worse. It really does.
Thank you. I feel so much less alone now.
Like, I found out he
Wait.
was.
Sorry. Go ahead.
No, I found out he was cheating while I was hospitalized getting surgery.
Surgery.
Testosterone destroyed my
happens
gallbladder.
because I'm
so I
trying
had
to
take it out.
jump a lot. Why the frijoles did I
I
jump?
got some gallstones. That's not.
Why the holy guacamole?
horrible.
Frijoles.
I know how to get them to flush out without the surgery.
There was so many. Testosterone just.
Yeah. Once you get so many, it's hard for your body to
Obliterated.
flush it out. But there is a protocol that you can
okay.
get rid of them naturally.
Can I ask you anything?
Anything.
Yeah, you sure?
Yeah, I'm cool. with
I've
anything.
heard that when women,
Uh-huh.
this happens to bodybuilders,
Yeah.
the clitoris gets bigger.
Yeah, it does.
Brian loves that. Oh my God, maybe this is your soulmate.
Why?
Find yourself
I mean,
a detransition.
She's
no,
younger.
I am a big labia enjoyer.
She's gullible.
But it
She's
doesn't-
freaking
it's only the clip,
perfect.
though. It's
Can you
only
do
the
without
clip.
all the makeup?
So what-
He has sensitive skin.
What happens is,
You have
I mean, it
sensitive skin.
depends on detransitioners.
I'm trying to hook you guys
like,
up. Matchmaker. I mean, you sound like
For
a big
some,
couple.
it doesn't get that big. For some, it gets really big. You also close up inside, and it stays
This
that
is
way.
weird.
TMI.
Wait,
But-
So you're
the
super
pussy?
tight?
Wait,
Yeah.
the pussy closes
Yes,
up
yes.
from testosterone?
Yes.
Wait, why is that?
There you go, guys. All of you who want
know
a
this.
virginal woman.
The pussy gets tight.
You got to pick
And
the
it
D
stays that way?
transitioning
Yes.
one.
Permanently?
Yes.
Like fully closed?
Not fully, but it depends. I've heard stories where it's just
Why? Is it
they
'cause, like-
physically cannot be intimate ever again. Like
Oh,
they just,
damn.
it just depends on who it
That's
is
crazy.
and
Wait.
how long they've been on it.
So like,
It's like the guys who lose their dick from
Wait.
steroids,
Yeah.
basically.
wait, so is it like it gets higher because like you develop like pussy muscle? Because like the testosterone.
I honestly
Oh, that
don't know
probably
the
is what it is.
explanation.
Your vagina
Is
is
that-
a muscle. That's probably what
Yeah,
it is.
just maybe we could just have her
Genius.
answer.
I knew you were a genius.
Maybe we could
It's
have her answer for once,
atrophy.
Desiree. That'd be nice.
Sorry, I was excited at your scientific
So it's
discussion.
like,
don't know
Is it
the-
pussy muscle?
It's
the pussy muscle grows.
atrophy. It's atrophy.
Atrophy?
I don't know the exact scientific reason, but it happens.
This is, I did not know this.
Pelvic
That's
floor
cool.
drops
though.
or something like that.
That's dope. I
yeah.
guess. Or, I don't know. Anyways, Anissa, can you read this one?
Question: should we be attracted to slutty Halloween costumes, or are they just bait from the devil in disguise? Seems like a good indicator for body count. Haven't asked that. What are y'all going to be this year?
Yo, Dylan, thank you, man. Should we be attracted to slutty Halloween costumes? Or are they just bait from the devil? We should be attracted to them, but also rebuke. That doesn't make sense. Okay. What are you going to be for Halloween this year, going around the table super quick?
I'm going to be a nun, a naughty nun.
Okay, Haram.
I don't know.
You going to be a therapy client?
What would that look like?
They're always wearing robes.
You could...
The mentally ill, right? The slippers and the robes.
Oh, true.
For
So,
some
like a
reason.
straight
jacket,
Yeah,
yes.
there you go. Yeah, take it dark.
What about you? You should be a truck driver for
Oh my God. A man one, like with the beard.
I'm gonna be Jade from Mortal Kombat.
Oh, nice.
Okay, I'll read this one really quick while it's up. We'll continue with Halloween. Seth Miller to Jade, Blue Girl. If the current guy doesn't work out, I'll gladly take you on a date. From Seth. Thank you, Seth. Appreciate the super chat, man. Thank you very
Send the
much.
money.
Appreciate it.
Send the money and they'll meet you. Right?
Somebody just sent in a $10. Normally we don't read these, but it says how much to put your head in the toilet. I think how much would we do that for? Like an Ethereum?
Yeah. How much to put your head in the toilet, Desiree?
Live
where
on
it
the Whatever
belongs?
podcast.
Oh, I'll do it for free for the promo.
You'll do it for
Yeah.
You'll go into the Whatever podcast toilet right now.
Will you guys film it?
You're
and show it
dead.
on wherever you can, your Discord or
You're
whatever.
really underselling yourself here, little Desiree.
I don't have a problem with it.
Mind you, it's not
Waterboarding?
You wouldn't get the money. I get the money.
Water sports, they call it or something. That's fine.
We'll do it for a. It has to be crypto because somebody could like try to scam. We'll do it.
I don't trust that fucking crypto.
I'll
I'm
do it
sorry.
for
I'm a little
Ethereum.
old for that.
Should we do it for a Bitcoin? No, that's too much. Nobody's gonna pay for that shit.
I just don't like all this cryptocurrency.
I'll do it for
Barter some fucking homemade butter and a loaf of bread and some chickens, for God's sakes. I got kids to feed. I don't want fucking crypto.
What?
Okay. We'll do it for 1 Ethereum. I'll go in the. Actually, I don't want to film that shit.
You don't want to film it? It's so fun, though. I mean,
Oh, fuck.
I'll make.
the fans are kinky.
What are
They
you talking
like the
about? Give that fucking
dynamic.
broad a swirly. She deserves it more than
Yeah.
any other broad who's ever been.
Do I
on
get a
the podcast.
wedgie? Are you guys gonna give me a wedgie? Like, are you gonna do it by my thong or something? Like, dip me in, or is it like head pushed down in the toilet, fucking me in the ass type sexual vibe?
Well, I don't think anybody
Is
brought
it like
that latter
schoolroom
part in there,
vibe?
Desiree. I
Is it
think
like
you should calm
school
down.
bully? Is it like
Keep
a
your
school bully
fantasies
vibe?
to yourself, Desiree.
My fantasies?
Okay.
Well, everybody knows. I talk
Halloween
about my
costume?
fantasies openly.
I have no idea.
No idea.
No idea. No
You
idea.
know what you should be? You should be.
Let's see.
Actually, I should not make it. That kind of joke. I need to control my autism.
No, I want to hear that now.
See, it's hard.
I was gonna say Mussolini, but that would not be.
Nah, that's just stereotype American that speaks about Italian.
What's that?
It's kind of a stereotype of an American that speaks about Italy and Italian. Like
That's
Mussolini,
all I know
pasta.
about Italy is World War II.
Sorry to say that.
Is Picasso from Italy?
No, Picasso is Spanish.
You could, you know what you could do is a bunch of sticks tied together, and then with an axe sticking out of the top.
What would that be?
Wait, you don't know what that is?
No.
The symbol for fascism? Okay.
Oh my God.
Okay.
He took it
No, I
deep.
didn't-
He
What?
took it deep.
Isn't that what?
That was.
What's that thing called,
See,
anyways?
Brian
What is
tries
that
to.
called?
I don't care what
What's
they say
that
about you, Brian. You're a smart guy. He knows history. See, this is why I have a crush on him. He's not just looks. He's also brains.
Fasces? It's called fasces.
Oh.
And
Fascists.
I just have to say,
What?
why the
Axe.
fuck do you rate yourself so low? And you too, Andrew. The fact that you guys even have fucking jobs
Private chat.
right now.
No. Well, you have to understand, in our defense, the reason you think that it's a low rating. See, I distinctly
mama.
think that you just give yourself a really high rating.
Motherfucker,
See, I
you
look at that I am
I
more
am
handsome.
number one
So let me give you an example. I
OnlyFans
think I'm more
milf hog
handsome
in the world,
than you are
so-
beautiful. I just think that you rate yourself way higher than what
Andrew
your
called
beauty
me
is.
beautiful.
me, man.
Mic drop. Andrew, I now feel safe in your presence because there's some sort of redeeming quality that you see in me. Perhaps
There
it's
is no
just
redeeming quality.
a $5 gas station pin-up poster to put in your fucking garage.
Gross.
But I'll take it. I'll take it. I have a classic car photo shoot coming up. So
Can you even repeat back to me what I said to you?
blah, 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 blah. You're beautiful.
Yeah,
blah,
you
blah,
don't
blah,
even
blah,
fucking
blah,
know. That's how dense and tarded you are. You don't even fucking know what I just said to you.
But Andrew, I just grabbed at the one thing you've ever said to me.
Yeah, you're always going to
that I
grab at
could
anything you
resonate
can
with,
grab at.
and that made me feel
Leagues
safe
above
in
you,
your
Desiree.
presence.
Don't even try. Leagues above you. There would never be a shot in
Honestly,
hell. I am.
I
You know
would
what,
go for
Desiree?
you.
I've
No
never actually
disrespect
said
to
this to a
Rachel.
woman, but I'm going to say it to you.
Rachel,
because you
I'm
need
not
to
trying
hear
to
it.
steal your man. I'm friends
way
with this
too
one.
good for you, Desiree. I am way too good for you, and by
But I'm a
every
slave.
metric conceivable.
But I'm a slave,
I'm
so
too
I
good
always
for you.
look. I always look for a guy that I feel is above me, because then it draws. It like
Alright.
it naturally
I have
drops
to
me
do
into the
the same
submissive role,
thing
and I
as
just feel like that's a
him.
more sexy dynamic.
I can do
personally.
it against
I like it.
That's great. Thank you, Desiree.
So you guys are both better than
Can we
me.
pull up the thing really quick, Austin? Oh, F11.
You
You got
do
the
it again,
F11.
I'm ready.
Okay. This could be your costume.
I didn't
Okay,
think
this is
but
so
yeah.
dumb. All right. Okay. What about you, Morgan? What's your Halloween costume gonna be? Into the mic.
I don't know. You tell me.
You should be a
cheerleader.
soccer player. What about you? Halloween costume?
I want to be Beetlejuice's ex-wife. I don't know if this is like spoiler alert, but yeah.
Oh, she's a good one with the stitches.
Yeah.
Yes,
Lara
I like her.
Croft?
Lara Croft.
Okay. What about Anissa?
I want to do a couple costume, maybe.
Are you waiting until he decides what? He
I
wants to do?
haven't I don't like planning, so it's just like a
Couple
thought.
costume. All right. And then we have Warlord 69. Can you read this one that's coming up?
Ryan 07, Andrew, God bless you. You are not appreciated enough, and I'm here to show it. Ladies, go back in time and murder baby Hitler or ban abortion.
All right. Thank you, Warlord 69. Appreciate the message.
That's not a bad question.
So murder baby Hitler or
face,
ban
you
abortion?
motherfucker.
Which do you pick? Starting with you, Desiree. Quick answer.
God.
It's hard. Yeah.
So I have found that I am from
You can just answer
Hitler's
it.
family line.
Holy.
What?
Okay. Hold on.
It's my mom's fucking side, the Germans. That's where I get the ass. It's from the Hitler line.
Wait. Hold on. No. Hold on. Hold on.
No, there's plenty of German. Wait, there's plenty of
Now
German women
the
that have
whole
nice
fucking
asses,
country
Desiree. So
knows.
that can't be it.
Hold on. No. Hold on.
I went and
Desiree.
did my DNA testing.
No. Hold on, Desiree. You realize that when it comes to like the parentage and genetics.
So for me, it's the same
No.
choice. I would have
Zip
been
it.
aborted.
Can you silence yourself? Okay. So you realize that when it comes to like finding out family, like Hitler's children, it's like the most investigated like thing that they've ever done on this topic. Can you not grab the mic?
I've
What the
slipped.
fuck?
I have slipped.
You're not
through
related.
the
Listen,
radar.
crazy lady. You're not related to Hitler.
Well,
You're not related to Hitler. You realize the
the
amount.
sex workers who migrated from Germany
What the heck is with this crazy
during World
bitch?
War II
She really
would
is
say
a crazy
otherwise.
bitch.
So
You do? Okay, so here's what, oh my God, this is such bullshit. So Hitler does have like some living relatives. Actually, I think they even live in the United States.
there's legitimate heirs and there's bastards. And
Right, but you
I'm
would
of
have
the
a
bastard
genetic
line.
relationship. You
I
would
do.
have-
I do have the genetic
How did you
line.
come to the determination that you're related to Hitler? You insane lady.
Good question. How did you come to that realization, Desiree? I can't wait to hear it.
Well, on one of the episodes I did, you guys opened it up to the fans to do DNA testing, and we had one who was very interested in my exact ancestry line. So they actually paid, who knows how much fucking money, to have all this tested. Now, I do
You're lying
concede
through
that
your
it might
fucking
be a
teeth.
troll.
You
It
are
might have been
lying
a troll,
through your
and they
teeth.
said that they were
I
doing
want
this.
evidence,
It's true.
Desiree. I want evidence. You're lying through your fucking teeth. It's never happened.
Never happened.
This literally never happened. You're lying through your teeth. Show me. I'll tell you what, Desiree. Show me a single piece of evidence that this actually happened. I'll send $100 to you right now.
Will you subscribe to my OnlyFans?
No, I want you to send me the evidence it's happened.
OnlyFans.com/DesireeNoel.
I already gave you the terms. Don't obfuscate. Show me
I'll
that
send you
this
a free link,
actually
Andrew.
happened, that a fan of yours linked you to Adolf Hitler. Go ahead.
All right, I'll have to bring
I'm
the
all
document.
ears.
I'll have to bring the document next time. I didn't bring the document.
What document?
Yeah, you didn't bring any
mail you
document because it doesn't
they mail you
exist.
your
You're lying through your
document
teeth.
of your ancestry line. So I have to bring the document.
You mean they don't email it in 2024?
Yeah, right.
Not when they find out you're of the
Uh-huh.
Hitler line.
Oh yeah, they mailed it to you. Did they send a snail mail? Did they put a little post stamp on it for you, Desiree?
They sent it
Tell me
to my.
another bullshit lie, Desiree.
They
Go
sent
ahead.
it to my corporate mailbox. Yes.
Sure they did. And you didn't take a single picture of it with your phone, nothing like that. Right, you take pictures of men jizzing on your face, but you don't take pictures of this pertinent document that relates you to one of the You know,
It's crazy.
Have you heard of a little thing called cybersecurity?
Right?
Cybersecurity. Okay, I guess I have
cybersecurity.
I have a little programming from my friends in cybersecurity who tell me not to take photos of important documents. So I don't.
Why don't you just be honest and say that you just made all this bullshit? It's all bullshit. It's all made
I
up.
just made all of
Yeah,
this
you just
up.
made it all the fuck up.
It's called.
Can't help yourself.
It's just called clickbait.
Total attention grabbing. You made the whole fucking thing up. You don't have a shred of proof, do you? Not a shred.
Not a shred. Not a shred. Not a shred.
Okay.
Okay, all right. We're going to go around the table. Stifler, ask everyone to rate their looks on a scale of 1 to 10. You can't pick 7. Go ahead, Desiree.
Okay. Looks
Yeah, looks.
and sex appeal. I'm gonna do 2. I'm adding sex appeal.
No, how about just let's do looks.
Okay, looks. I'm a negative 1,000 billion infinity.
Just answer the question.
Negative.
Yeah, so
Everybody hates me.
why don't you just answer the question? 1 to 10.
Oh, 1 to 10. 1 then. If that's the lowest, you can't do 0.
Okay, all right, she's a 1. All right, what about you, Vivian?
Like, to me, myself?
What do you think you, like where you fall?
Oh, okay. 5.
Okay.
4.
Okay.
I'm pretty confident, so I say 8.
8? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
8. Yeah, I would say like a 9.
Not 9?
Yeah.
5.
I give myself a 5. Andrew? I'm like a 4.5 right now, to be honest.
I give myself. Well, okay. So I did say that I am better looking. I'm more handsome than Desiree is beautiful. So I give myself a 2.
I like it. I like the logic. Good job.
Moment of silence.
But Andrew does this, right? How does he go?
Where's the crickets?
Oh yeah. Come on, don't you have a sound effect? You have to have a sound effect. You have every sound effect.
9?
I was gonna say 9.5, but I dropped it to a 9.
You humbled yourself
Look
a
at
little
the
bit.
fucking hair though. You do it fucking masterfully. Okay? So I would say you're a 9.
Thank you.
You're welcome. It's fucking art. It's not easy to have curly hair, okay? I have gone through it because my ex-husband had afro hair, even though he is Irish. He's red Irish. It's a hassle for you guys.
Bro, Desiree,
I'm just saying, if you go natural hair and you
not a
have
pouch.
very curly hair, you have my total respect because I've seen people struggle with it. Is all I'm
You
saying.
good? Did you had your moment?
I was admiring your hair.
You need a little, okay.
Maybe I'm a little jealous of the fro hair because it's cool.
The real Rachel
My
Dulles
70s
all over
vibes.
here.
I'm jealous of the hair, I guess.
Real. So, what do you rate me? I'm just curious. Can you move your head, Desiree? You're in frame. Get your head out there. Get your fucking head out of the frame. What do you
That's
give
what she
me?
said.
I would say like a 7 because I'm a 7 or 8 because I'm a real
Wait,
big beard fan.
can you tilt the mic down a little bit and just speak into the mic? So sorry, you rate me what?
Like 7.5 or 8, but that's because I like beards. So
What if I
I
shaved
try
my
to tell
beard?
him.
What would I be?
okay, then I'll probably drop you down
To like a, to what?
to like a 5.
To a 5?
5.
9.5. But so like you would be, even with the beard, you'd be settling for me.
What do you mean?
Well, you're 9.5, right? And I'm just a measly 7 to you, right? With the beard. So just like curious, like, do you think you'd be like settling for me or whatever?
No, never.
But I mean, you're 9.5 and I'm like a 7.
Why does like if I think a 9.5, I'd be settling for a 7. Why would you think that would be settling? I don't look
I mean-
go for looks.